Uh, Sorry, let me just get yep, we're live. All right. Hello, everyone. Oh, shit. Why? Oh, nope. Bad. Okay. Hello, everyone. We're back with more Tokyo Dark. Let's get this started. Oy vey. All right. So now we have to make a very difficult decision. Do we go after the spooky kabuki mask? I know it's a no mask. Don't think that I'm not that dumb. Or we've already read all that, so just skip it. All right, so I think we should go to Kamakura because I'm guessing Kabukicho is going after the dark, while Kamakura would be going after the mask. And since the mask is supposed to be like a great investigative tool for us, we're gonna go with Kamakura. Did a little bit of soul searching over the past day. I came here to find out about the mask, but there's something I got to do first. 6 months ago, I sent one girl to the morgue and very nearly killed another. Since then, I thought of coming here to apologize to Mai Kawana countless times, but couldn't will myself to see her and be faced with my failure. I think of the fear and hurt in her eyes, and I feel nothing but shame. For my own peace of mind, I need to tell her the truth about that day and about how I lost control. Hopefully, she can find it in herself to forgive me enough to help me with my investigation of the mask. Wait, it's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms blooming? It's like nothing's changed since that day. Nutty. Oh boy. Gotta love the creepy no mask up in the corner. Oh, it's, you! I was reading the papers and, I saw your picture. And then I saw the picture on the TV news. And maybe the 7chan message boards after I looked you up. I'm sorry, I was curious. I remembered meeting you and couldn't believe it. It's like I met a celebrity or something. Oh, of course it's not good or anything, but you know, you never know who you'll meet in this business. Everyone always seems so unassuming. I mean, that's not to say any of it was your fault or anything. Okay, so the message boards are pretty bad. There's a lot of bad stuff on there, like, wow. Pretty wild stuff. Are you done? Oh, right. Sorry. Yes. Hello. Again. Yeah. Yeah, I probably do need a green screen, but I have no idea where I'd put it because, yeah, I need to get a proper office or something. But I gotta be able to do that for a year since my lease started. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's ask about the cherry blossoms. What's going on with the weather here? It's fall. Why are the cherry blossoms out? It's beautiful, isn't it? There's a species of cherry tree, the Prunus subhirtella autumnalis. That sometimes blooms twice a year. At least that's what it says online. Who'd have thought we'd have them here in Kamakura? Well, I say Kamakura, but they only seem to be in this part of town. Lucky, huh? A cherry blossom tree that blooms in fall? I've never seen it. Are you sure you've got your facts straight? It seems impossible. Impossible? Do you doubt my botany expertise? Honey, I doubt that you even know Japanese. Impossible would be if the seasons started reversing themselves, don't you think? Yeah, it certainly feels that way. Huh? You say something? Why the glum face? Anyway, I hope you take advantage of the weather and go for a picnic or something. The blossoms are so peaceful, don't they just put your mind at ease? No. I'm looking for Mai Kawana. Have you seen her? Oh, you're looking for Mai again, huh? Are you sure that's such a good idea? She was pretty upset about the, happenings the last time you were here. I mean, I've barely seen her leave Kamakura since then. Maybe it's best you leave her alone. It's important I talk to her. I suppose she'd be at the shrine that's down the street, like usual. Mai's very important to this town. Please don't upset her too much. We all want everything to go back to normal. Is Mai's grandmother still at the house near here? You want to see her? Well, is still around, I suppose. I see the comings and goings of all the people around here. I don't see her getting out much, though. Oh, yes, that reminds me. When you were last here in April, did she, I don't know, give you something? I'm not accusing you, of course. I heard there was an important artifact that went missing last spring. Kwana is old and losing her faculties a bit. Maybe she gave it to you by mistake? Can you remember anything like that? Oh, so you do know about it. That's a relief. Wouldn't want to think something so important was stolen by some riffraff, right? So, do you know when they'll return it? You'll have to ask HQ about that kind of thing, sorry. I did. I contacted them several times. They said they didn't know anything about it. They said they didn't have it. You don't think they're lying, do you, detective? They wouldn't lie about something like that, something so precious to this town, would they? I'm sure whoever you talked to was mistaken. Yes, that must be it. I'll keep trying. Enjoy your time in Kamakura! It's a little early to think about leaving. I need to speak with Mai first. Oh, I thought we were warning him to get out of Kamakura. I was like, yeah, you need to get the hecky out of here because, this ain't normal. This is how people die. Wait, they still have the same frickin' sheets? Go away. No visitors. Okay. I can respect that. Crazy old lady who gives me a frickin' no mask that makes me kill people. Alright. To the shrine! Cherry blossoms fell gently at my feet as I approached the Kawana family shrine. In front of me was Mai Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of the shrine maiden. She had seen me approach and stood there, frozen and terrified, the same helpless look on her face as when she had a knife to her throat months before. This time, it was me she was terrified of. We were the only two people at the shrine, yet I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed. A familiar presence was watching from the shadows. Nope. Screw you, no mask. I ain't doing that. Bite me, you creepy frickin' mask. Just cease. Desist. Stop. Enough. Don't. No, I won't do it. Why now? Why her? I don't have to do what you say. I'm not a puppet. I can choose. You, the detective from before? Why are you just standing there? Is it over? I'm fine. Sorry to scare you. I'm here to talk to you. See, I've never been good at apologies. I'm sorry for everything I've put you through. I've been meaning to talk to you ever since that day. I should have come sooner. You're here to apologize? Now? I didn't hear from anyone in 6 months. The police only talked to me once, and then everyone here started avoiding me and acting like it never happened. I guess that makes me the last person you'd want to see now. After that day, I'm sure some police came by and told you that I was only following procedure, but that's bull. Police in this country don't go around shooting people. I didn't feel myself and lost control, putting you at risk. Sounds vague to say I lost control at such a crucial time, I bet. But that's the truth. The truth? It's strange, isn't it? The cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. But that's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I imagine the only other one who understands that is you, detective. Your name's Ito, right? It's so quiet here. It's hard to imagine something like that day in August really happened in a place so peaceful. But it did. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so helpless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about the mask the redheaded girl was after, and she denied knowing anything. But it was a lie. I found one of her old journals at the shrine, and she wrote about that the mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me? I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hasn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself up in that old house and mumbles to herself about darkness and purity. I'm so worried about her. My gut tells me that mask has something to do with it. I'm sorry. Listen to me. Rambling away. I bet you don't care about any of that. The truth is, I think you're right about the mask having something to do with this strangeness. I actually came here to ask you about it. You think so too? Then let me help you. I don't know anything, but maybe Takashi does. Oh, sorry, Takashi's my brother. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and Grandma, but he left the first chance he got. We talk on the phone all the time, but he refuses to come back and visit. I get the feeling he knows something I don't. He won't even tell me about how my parents died. Where does your brother live now? He's an instructor at Kendo Dojo in Asakusa in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the Kendo world. It sounds like he'd be a good place to start. Do you think he'll speak to me? You can try. He's never been very good at opening up to strangers, though. It's worth a shot. Thanks for helping me, Mai. And now we're going to get out of here before that overwhelming urge to murder your face off happens. Also, take that, you stupid mask. We didn't kill anyone. We didn't do a diddly darn thing. So there. Go away, no visitors. Fine. You old bat. You old crone. Hey, Leviosa, how you doing, man? We're leaving Kamakura. Alright, to Asakusa. Asakusa, the home of Senso-ji, one of the most famous temples in Tokyo. It's also a bustling entertainment district. It remains a pocket of traditional culture surrounded by the city's high rises. The Asakusa, yeah. Time to go learn about a frickin' mask in order to solve all this bullshit. My investigation up to that point led me to believe that finding Takashi Kawana would be difficult and convoluted, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Turns out his Kendo dojo was well regarded as a popular training spot for a few national champions and several of the city's police officers. The latter made me nervous. The information I was seeking for was sensitive, and I didn't want word of my investigation finding its way back to HQ. A few misfired questions could end up with officers knocking on my door, or worse, Yukimura himself calling me up. I had to be cautious. Inside is the interior of a traditional tea shop, but it doesn't look like anyone's been there recently. Hello, mister. I would like octopus balls. God, that sounds so wrong. Hello there. Would you be interested in buying some of the finest takoyaki in Tokyo? This isn't the cheap stuff you buy at a food stand at a festival. They will make you question everything you knew about octopus in ball form. Who can say no to that sales pitch? Sure, I'll take some. Wow, you're right. This is maybe the best takoyaki I've had. Thank you, miss. Best takoyaki on all the islands. Alright, plus 10 sanity, minus 10 neuroses. So let's check that. Okay, we're now stable. We're still stressed. Our investigative skills are meticulous, and our professionalism is still at a firm 15. Tourists, likely I can hear them speaking English. Ugh, my English isn't so great, so I doubt they'll be much help, but I wonder what they're talking about. Hello there, is there something we can help you with? Huh? I don't speak wait, Japanese? Your Japanese is perfect! As a college professor, if it wasn't, I'd probably be out of a job. I'm no college professor, but I work in a Japanese software company, so I'd be in a bit of trouble too. Don't look at me, I just live here. Well, not in Tokyo, in the suburbs. Whoa, I think you guys might speak Japanese better than I do. I mean, sorry. I never would have thought... Would you prefer to speak in English instead? No, I mean, no, please, Japanese is fine. Sorry, I wasn't meaning to be nosy. I guess I don't see people wearing yukata this late in the year. Is there a festival or something? No, we come to Asakusa every year, and the yukata became part of the tradition after a while. Guess it makes us stand out more than we already do, huh? Don't knock tradition, Tony. Admittedly, my legs are a little cold, though. You guys come here every year? You must know the area pretty well by now. I'm looking for a kendo dojo where a Takashi Kawana works. It should be in this area. Kawana? Why does that name seem so familiar? Oh, right, he's that kendo instructor at the dojo right behind us. People say he's some kind of prodigy. I wouldn't be surprised if he became a master in time. Supposedly, he's very particular about who he trains. I suppose he doesn't want to waste his time with people who aren't serious. Makes sense when you think about it. With how good he is, he must get a ton of wannabe kendo masters coming to him. Seems like he trains a lot of police, too. In the time we've been standing here, we've seen a few come in and out. All that, and I think he's still in his 20s. For someone so young, he must be under a lot of pressure. No kidding. I've heard talk of an interdepartmental kendo tournament. It's become a matter of pride for the different regional departments. I wish my work did martial arts competitions between departments. Nothing would work out the unspoken tension between me and my boss quite like a good smack to the jawline. Police fighting each other, huh? That must be pretty brutal. I mean, I guess police in Japan don't really have to use force all that much, though. Yeah, anyway. How do you know so much about the dojo anyway? I mean, I live in Shinagawa, and I don't know anything that specific about it. You see, it says so right here in the dojo's flyer. Not much. Just, playing some Tokyo Dark, trying to figure out what the hell's going on, trying to be a good detective, trying to avoid cat-made cafes, because I really do not want to do that kind of crap again. I refuse to say a Yami Nyan one more goddamn time! Alright. You see, he was out here about 10 minutes before you came handing them out. Kind of seemed a little prickly, so we didn't want to talk to him, though. I admit, it would have been much cooler if we'd known that off the top of our head, but we're glad we were able to help you regardless. Makes me feel a little silly now trying to learn more about him from a flyer. Considering he trained so many police, I'm surprised I've never heard of him until now. Are you associated with the police somehow? Huh? Who? Me? No, of course not! I'm an investigator, see? Like a, private detective. Listen, if anyone comes by asking about a female detective, just, sorry, I don't speak Japanese, right? Exactly, I appreciate it. Anyway, I should get going. Sorry to bother you. Thanks for the information, guys. Our pleasure. Good luck at the dojo. Let us know if you learn any kendo tricks. The men in the department always puffed out their chests when they talked about the kendo competitions, like it was going to impress me or something. I never paid it much attention. Still, it's strange that someone related, however faintly, to the mask has yet another tie to my old life. Takashi Kawana seems like an interesting guy, but very serious and not keen on strangers. At least I didn't have to use any English. That would have been a disaster. Do I remember Alien Isolation? Yes, I remember Alien Isolation very well. What about it? This looks like the dojo I was looking for. It has a very traditional aesthetic. Who are you? You're a friend of my sister's? You expect me to believe that? A little old, don't you think? Gee, thanks. Really, you think I wouldn't recognize you? You're the officer who was at the shrine in April who almost got her killed. And now you're lying about it, pretending to be your friend, so no doubt to get something from me. And don't look so shocked. Your little deception was easy to read is all. After your idiocy in Kamakura, I heard Mai crying over the phone every night for a month. Don't bother her anymore. Now get out of here before myself or one of your fellow officers has to throw you out. Oh crap. I fucked up. Crap. I should have told the truth. Well, that didn't go well. Maybe Mai will know how to soften her brother up. Oh, can I talk to him again? Miss, I can see a glimmer in your eye. That tells me you have a hunger for a second order of my nationally famous takoyaki. Who, me? Well, why wouldn't I? They were amazing. Yep. The struggle is real. You think I don't sit here in presence of my own creations and not want a little taste? No, of course I do. They're delicious. But the extra time and effort means I don't have as many on hand and have to limit one order per customer. But I'm your only customer. Come on, just one more taste? Sorry, no can do. There's a reason I set up in a quiet spot like this. Otherwise, I'd sell out in minutes. Well, let me know if you change your mind. Well, dang. That was a good way of getting our eats on, you know? Getting some food. And sanity. And yeah. Okay, maybe I should stop knocking on the old crone's door before she, I don't know, pulls out a frickin' machete and tries to murder my face off. I think I managed to find your brother. He didn't really exactly seem happy to see me. Yep, you found Big Brother all right. He's been protected of me ever since we were little. I know, I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but would you be willing to come talk to him? I don't think he'll tell me anything on my own. You want me to help? You know, seeing you again really got me thinking. I decided that even if everyone's trying to hide it, I can't sit here and ignore what's happening. I need to understand why my family has been acting so strangely. Even my own brother is keeping me in the dark. I'm sick of it. Sure, I'll come with you, Ito. If I went alone, he'd probably pat me on the head and send me on my way, but if you're there, I'm sure he'll tell me about my parents, the mask, and everything. Are you sure that's what you want? Sometimes not knowing is better, Mai. No. No more stupid little Mai. I'd rather be hurt and know than happy and ignorant. But before we go, let's check on Grandma. These days, if she doesn't know where I am, it can really set her off. Alright, we'll make a quick stop at the house. Thanks, Mai. Huh? A dead crow lays in the middle of the street. The small body is in a bad state of decay, covered in dry blood. The maggots have begun eating its remains. How did it have such a rapid state of decay in such a short time? Because it definitely wasn't there when we... I said no visitors! Leave me alone! But we just went to the shrine and then came back, and I don't remember seeing a little dead birdie there. Grandma, it's me. Please open the door. Mai, oh Mai, it's you. Please come in. Yes, come in. Do we really want to be here again? Wait, what is she doing here? It's okay, Grandma. She's here to help. Help? Ha! Don't make me laugh. You were supposed to help me, remember? I felt something, and you were going to free me from the past. Free you? Are you talking about the mask? Do not discuss that horrid thing here. No matter how far you go, I can still feel it, like needles in my skin dragging me to it. In my dreams, I can still see that place. Have you seen it too, Detective? A dark place where those we've lost reside. I'm so old and I have wasted so much time, and yet the pain won't go away. My poor Emiko. I miss her so much. If only I could have found her. Emiko? You mean Mom? Find her? What are you talking about? She's gone. Takashi told me she died after I was born. Yes, of course. You shouldn't be asking about such things, Mai. If it weren't for this woman, you'd be safe at the shrine. No, Grandma, you're wrong. I'm not safe while everyone lies to me. I'm going to seek Takashi. If you won't tell me the truth, he will. Mai, listen to yourself. You must stop. Opening the door to the past will solve nothing. Ever since you were little, I've done what I could to protect you and your brother. Please don't go down this path. You look so much like her, you know, your mother. And you, Detective. Perhaps my granddaughter is too naive to see it, but you can't hide it from me. I know what you've seen, what you think you're able to do. But keep my family out of it. We've suffered enough. You don't know anything about me, and besides, I'm not the one hiding things from my family. Tell me, do you know the story of Izanagi and Izanami? Yeah, Izanami created the world, I believe, and then Izanami died, went to the underworld. Izanagi follows after her, and then, if I remember correctly, she's like, don't turn on the light, don't look for me, just wait there. He gets anxious or something, he turns on the light, then he sees his lover's face all decayed and crap. He gets the ever-loving crap scared out of him, and then he runs away. And then Izanami's like, oh, you son of a bitch. You know what? Now, I'm gonna kill humans every day. So take that. Grandma, this again? I'm sure Ito's not interested in hearing some old myth. Really, we should get going. Stay right there. Though I've told you this story so many times, you don't seem to grasp its importance. I think it would be of use to this woman to hear it. Izanagi and Izanami were the first of the gods, known to us as the Kami. In legend, it was drops of ocean water that fell from Izanagi's jeweled spear that created the islands of Japan. When they descended to our lands, they brought their love and devotion with them to the realms of mortals. Izanagi and Izanami had many children, the deities of nature that inhabit the world all around us. For a time, life was peaceful. However, as Izanami gave birth to Kagutsuchi, the Kami of Fire, she was horribly burnt and suffered mortal wounds. As she lay dying and faced with her mortality, new Kami were born from her suffering. Kami that hid away from the light. When Izanami passed, Izanagi was inconsolable, and in his rage he struck down the child that killed his love. Unable to accept her death, he ventured deep underground to Yomi no Kuni, the land of the dead. Half blind and distraught with grief, he wandered in the darkness until he finally heard the voice of his beloved. Though unable to see her face, Izanagi begged Izanami to return with him. Izanami replied that she would try and ask the gods of Yomi no Kuni permission to return to the land of the living. Incapable of restraining his desire to see his love, Izanagi set his comb alight in order to look upon his lost love. What greeted him was the sight of her decaying, worm-eaten face. In horror, Izanagi attempted to flee Yomi no Kuni. Izanami, in rage, sent dark spirits to pursue him and drag him back to her. After narrowly escaping, Izanagi sealed the entrance to Yomi no Kuni with a great boulder. So you see, it is our mortality that brings suffering into the world, yet resisting it is a perversion of the natural order. Being mortal means we must accept what we cannot control, that we cannot control life and death. Detective, some things cannot be changed, and some doors should never be opened. You must stop. Grandma, you're talking about stories and myths. We're talking about real things. The story may be a myth, but there's a truth within it. Can't you see that? The things you pursue, they're unnatural, unclean. Heed my warning and stop this foolishness. I won't let you involve my family any further. First those bastards take my Emiko, then you show up. Perhaps I'm being punished for my sins. Mai, come here. Come here, my sweet child. We must keep you away from her. No, Grandma, I told you already. I'm going to see Takashi. I'm an adult now. You can't tell me what to do anymore. No, you can't. You can't go. We must protect our family from outsiders, Mai. You're reopening old wounds. Leave us alone. Let us heal. Heal? You think I want to heal? Can't you see how much these lies have hurt me already? You're the one wounding me, Grandma, not Ito. You're delusional. You tell us stories about kamis and spirits. Takashi might hide things from me too, but at least he makes sense. This time, he's going to tell me the truth about everything. About Mom and Dad too. No, stop. I'll tell you how your parents, You can't, can you? You've never told me how they died. The reason always changed from every time I asked. No, Mai, please, you must listen. They might be listening. They're still out there, and they haven't forgiven me. Can't you see? They? What are you talking about? You're insane. I'm sorry I spoke to you that way. I'll be back to check on you soon. Don't go, please. Goodbye, Grandma. Bye, crazy granny. Fable 3 is obviously the best Fable. It was alright. From what I remember. I think I played all 3 of them, but yeah. I'm sorry, she's gotten much worse since you last saw her. No, it's fine. Why do you think she told us that story? About Izanagi? I don't know. It was kinda creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. Come on, let's go see Takashi. Alright, let's go see your brother. He's probably gonna be like, get away from my sister, you hag. Whoa, where do you think you're going? Mai and I are leaving. What of it? Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from Mai's grandmother, and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called. Mai's an adult. Her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Okay. Go away, no visitors. Ugh, good thing I'm wearing gloves. This better work. Investigation plus 10. Oh, yes! Oh, yeah. Birdie, you are going to do amazing things. We're not going to use violence. No. No. That was sarcasm. Fable 2 is actually best. I don't think so. Oh my god. I told you about how I don't like about the blood, and blood's not really my thing. You see the germs, and ooh, okay, I'm dizzy. I'm a little dizzy, just going to... Oh dear, did he just faint? Sure looks like it. He'll be fine. Let's get a move on. That was just cold. Oh, I love it. That was great. Alright. We have an investigation of 99 now. Alright. We're not gonna buy octopus balls, not with with us. Mai, what are you doing here? Did she make you come? It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to come talk with you, but you sent her away. This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely if you need to talk to me, you could come yourself. My sister doesn't need to be involved. No, if I came here alone, you'd just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see. See what? What are you talking about? Where did you get that? Put it away. So you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me. That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you ever needed to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place? Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito. Mai, I understand you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you. You're wrong. Back in April, when Mai was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was after. A mask your family is connected to. Looking for it. I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past away from you. The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad? Yes, and so much more. I first saw that mask when I was a child, before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Kamenkai, of which our parents were members. A cult? You're kidding! How do your parents get mixed up in that? I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. They were a group led by a guru named Toki Masa, who promised a simpler life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees, and my mother was on her way to earning her PhD. They chose to give up their lives and their careers to follow some mystic and live on a compound instead. The Kamenkai were many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand, but thinking about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgivable. The mask was on the compound, but for what purpose or what they believed it could do, I don't know. Do you think there are any members of the Kamenkai left who'd know? No, you see, there are no surviving members. They died. All of them, including our parents. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark and I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with Mai in her arms and me dragging behind. When we were back in Tokyo several days later, Grandma told me that our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as if she expected it. The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn of how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak of it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it weren't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring it couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. As a high schooler, I spent more time trying to find out about the Kamenkai than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand why my parents so willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I could stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace. Mom and Dad died as part of some cult? I don't believe it. It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma, it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live a normal life with the stigma of the common kind attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing kendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. But Grandma, who made a choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she'd come home, she would have a rotten stink on her clothes. I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. They found her wandering in the sewers holding nothing but the mask. The same one from the cult compound all those years before, and the one you hold now. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long, and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life. That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place. I don't know how she got it. It seemingly disappeared out of thin air, or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it. Wait, Grandma was looking for Mom? In the sewers? I don't remember any of this. You were in the dorms at your school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to those private schools away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. We parted ways without ever speaking of it, and she was much better by the time you returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you. I assume you heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than an ornament. I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person. No, Mai, you've helped plenty, but I have to do this on my own. Ito is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but you can't be involved in something so dangerous. I already thought I'd lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now. Alright, thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your help, Mai. You're right, Mai. I'll come visit you soon. It looks like she's gone. Mai's not here. There's no need to be coy. No doubt taking possession of that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have dreamed up on my own. There was always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to Mai again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wood and paint, though I doubt anyone else would believe us. No one ever did, except for one man. On this street, there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on your way in? An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask is truth. If you're looking for information on the mask, he may be the best person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally on other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Hopefully he can shed some light on what it really is. I hope so, but please, detective, be careful. Alright. So my investigation is now a pure 100. Awesome. Yes. Great. Wunderbar. Oh. Welcome, come in, do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you. Oh, and how is Mr. Kawana? Still prickly as ever, I suppose. I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress, my apologies. It's the quirks that come with old age, you know. What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with? I'm looking into a few things related to the Common Kai, the group his family got mixed up in. Ah, a more difficult answer than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is the religious group, formed by the guru Tokimasa. The second one is an ancient order over 1,000 years old. What's that you're holding? I was told it's related to the Common Kai, the newer one, and that you could tell me about it. Ah, that explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many, many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. Ah, but that itself is the essence of history! Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up. Relic? If it's from the Kamenkai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it. For instance, like why... now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you. Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place? Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real, why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you. Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject, though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows, I see, not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies. Do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Ha! My mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see. And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort? I'm not so sure. But I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground. Ah, yes, knowledge is a light in dark places, is it not? To think a relic of such import would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate? Pre-measured threads that determine our deeds, our wishes, and our ends the minute we come into the existence? Or conversely, is our thread subject to the chaos inherent in our universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed? Chance. Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of your control out of late. Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had that much since the mask came to me. You said the mask was made by the old Kamenkai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Ah, yes, a more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come to no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing variety. It concerns the mask bearer. Mask bearer, huh? That's me, right? Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All would become clear when the book is returned to me. Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside this building, in fact. As I said, it's not much of an errand, but I, of course, cannot leave my shop. He's right outside. This won't take long. I'll be right back. Alright, he's right outside the shop, so... Gotta be the takoyaki dude. The old tea shop next door? Isn't that place closed down? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him in there chatting away to himself. Possibly he's a little nuts. Then again, it might come be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Aw, man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I ought to ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, huh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something, and he has trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all. Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there, maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Oh, jeez. Go on. Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but I spent a lot of time outside it, and half the time the door's wide open. So, one day, a few months back, I decided to take a look around. Nothing suspicious or anything, I was just curious is all. Curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old, and there was all sorts of weird stuff lying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. That guy can get deep in the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on standby for when that happens, So I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And back then, when he was going through some particularly tough times, his bitch wife, pardon my language, miss, had left him taking their kid daughter with her. He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Whoops, got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I got this phone call saying he was in the hospital. He OD'd on some expensive sake and sleeping pills. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns with the door unlocked. A customer came in and called an ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure if he'd still be here. That's quite a story. You're Daizo's brother! You are Daizo's brother! I'm calling it now! That's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital, tried to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him, I think it helped, for a minute anyhow. As soon as the doctors let him leave, he went right back to that toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother and I worry about him. He's not been answering my phone calls lately. Originally, my brother's bitch ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Despite that, he's holding on to it with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some paper and move on, but he can't. Something about it has its claws sink deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef, and we could make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passersby and getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Plus, food stands are doing really well abroad, I hear. Much better than wasting life away in Shinjuku at any rate. Shinjuku? Yeah, on a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address? Wait, I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daizo, right? You know him? Small world. Was probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him that his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him that the takoyaki stands are still the future of cuisine and to get his butt over here. I'll do that. Thanks for all your help. You know what? Maybe getting him to let go of his bar would be a good thing. To Shinjuku. Gonna go get the book and convince him to sell his bar. That'll be interesting. Forensics identified the organic... Okay, yeah. Alright, let's go see Daizo. Hi, Yami. How can I help you today? Hey, Daizo. How are things? Oh, same old, same old. Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today. Haruto? You met Haruto? What are the chances? Who knows, it was pretty random. Huh, who'd have thought? So, is he still selling takoyaki at his stand? Did he say anything? He is. He said to remind you that takoyaki stands are the future of cuisine and that you should go and help him. Yeah, you talked to Haruto, alright. Always the optimist, that guy. I actually have a favor to ask you. Do you still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago? The only thing that guy gives me is a headaches. Not sure if I can help you, Yami. He said he gave it to you when you were in the hospital. Oh, I What makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. Besides, that dolt's bringing me stuff all the time, always trying to drag me kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener. This would have been more recently. After a rough patch, maybe it was stupid to come and ask. Oh, no, it's fine. That idiot, always running his mouth. Frickin' traitor. Those were just some, hard times. Nothing serious. I just drank too much is all. I'm sorry, Detective, but I don't want to talk about it. Alright, understood. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daiso. Thanks. You said you were looking for a book, right? Truth is, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me an old magazine, though, back in the hospital. It was one of the ones I used to read when I was younger, when things weren't quite so complicated. Wait there a second. I may have it in the storeroom still. Dang it, sorry, Hayami. Hold on a sec. Amazing how much junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw some of this old stuff out, huh? Here it is. It's yours, Detective. Hey, that's Reina. Huh, hey, no wonder I recognize that photo you brought by. It's the same girl, an idol named Ruby. Reina. No, Ruby, see? It says so right here on the cover. Pretty crazy that it was still in my shop. Guess that means you're still looking for her. I wonder why we keep running into each other. Weird luck, I guess. I don't buy it. You're a hell of a detective. You must have a pretty sharp nose. Ha! If you say so, Daiso. Do you mind if I take this? Like I said, it's yours. About time I started getting rid of some of my old junk. Thank you. See you around, Ayami. Take care, Daiso. Alright, yeah, we can't go over 100. I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna be okay, friendo? Because you seem to be going through a rough patch. I mean, you lost your kid. You're working in a dead-end job. Yeah. I ain't giving up on you, buddy. But now I wish that I said, try something new. Alright. Entered the tea shop. Ah, welcome back, Detective. And is that my book I see in your hands? I can't help but say I'm surprised. Are you trying to tell me that Reina is this mask bearer you mentioned? Very astute, Detective. Does that surprise you? Every step I take, it's in her shadow. It's her in my shadow. But if the mask and dark are really linked, then maybe it is true. But how? I only know that somehow the girl's path and the mask's collided as if by chance. What circumstances led to this intersection are a mystery, I'm afraid. People always see history as something in the distant past involving old men and black and white pictures. That book and that girl are as much as a part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and to people, and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection and the randomness of our universe comes into a neat order. How exactly does Reina relate to an ancient group? Something doesn't add up. On that, Detective, we can agree. Perhaps as one as perceptive as you can connect the line in a way that a creaky old mind like mine cannot. So why don't we start at the beginning? To how the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times in the year 1333. At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. Was there also a Furaday clan? Just curious. Just curious. Did people start going nuts? Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them and after, their time of peace came to an end. The Nida clan, loyal to the Emperor Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura. During taking the city as the tide receded, leaving a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled the caves of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide. However, the Hojo and Nida clans, broiled in their quest for empire, could not see the role they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as Kamenkai. It is said that in the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories by the name of Chikako Shichijo, the last survivor of the Kamen-kai. They all died? Surely that means whatever the Kamen-kai were trying to do, they failed. No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Shichijo did not survive by chance. She was chosen. Chosen for what? To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded, to become the first mask-bearer. Mask-bearer? The old Kamen-kai used the deaths of all those people to create this? Why? Legend has it that the Kamen-kai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm where our consciousness ceases to be and time holds no meaning, a place where cause and effect could be altered. Door? Reina referred to something like that too, but if it really exists, why is it so dangerous? Imagine being able to see the world as a god, so that the flow of time and the rules which govern our world are of no consequence. Even the dead could be risen up. The danger was not the door itself, but men. To a mortal mind, obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishment, such power would corrupt absolutely. So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes, along with the tool that could control it. Impossible as it is, this explains so much of what I've seen. If it's true, then finding the door, it's how I could bring him back. Some doors, no matter how strong they call to us, are not meant to be opened, and the Kamen-kai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the mind to all those who come in contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you. Maybe you're right, but I could at least use it to find my way in the dark. Just like the collector said, the only thing I don't get is how Reina is connected. That is the mystery. As Mr. Kawana told you, the last known location of the mask was the Kamen-kai cult only a few decades ago. Perhaps she joined the cult, and then she became the mask bearer when they committed a mass suicide. This would be a horror mystery game. We are playing Detective Ito, trying to figure out exactly what the fuck is going on. We're putting together puzzle pieces so far, but yeah. Alright. Much was suppressed about the Kamen-kai under Tokimasa. They existed, and then one day they met their end, a blink of the eye as far as history is concerned. There were many theories that the police killed them during their raid of the compound, that someone within the cult had snapped and murdered the others. You think Reina was involved with these people? I wonder if there's anything about it left in the police headquarters. That is certainly where I would start. Finding out about the last days of the Kamen-kai may help you light your path to the truth, though I wonder if such an object, bred from suffering, can truly put an end to it. Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? I've spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, detective. That guy was dead the entire time. I'm calling it now. Because we came into contact with the mask, and because Takashi came in contact with the mask, that's why we can see him. And the Tokiyaki dude can't. Sitting there comfortably with the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything that I've been experiencing like he was reading out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm. It sounds like a myth. An interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe that it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't see it. The bridge between the Kamakura samurai and a young girl. He said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer, but how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I met them, I'd entered their world and could start to understand, however faintly. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me as well. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Day turns to night, the hours bleed into each other, even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. Ugh, my head. Maybe I should take my medication? Impossible as it seems, following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what happened to Kamenkai. Finding the police report is the way forward. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It'll be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that can happen? I should head to police HQ and see what I can find. I don't think trying again is going to produce a different result. Alright. Thought we could go in there and tell him what we learned. Leave Asakusa. Can we head back to our apartment? Nope. Time to go back to the police headquarters. Oh shit, you've gotta be kidding me. Funny, me and some of the other guys were just talking about you after the practice the other day. Specifically, we were taking bets as to how long it would take before you showed your face again. Shame, you coming in here now cost me 10,000 yen. Not that it matters. Ever since you left, things are looking up for me. I won the last department kendo tournament, and I've been enjoying my promotion. Oh yeah, thanks for the new office, by the way. Anyway, non-active duty cops, or you, in other words, ain't allowed in HQ right now. So what do you want? Oh man, this just gets better and better. Begging me for a favor, huh? Kinda figured you might someday. So what do you want me to do, Ito? Sneak into the evidence locker? Steal your gun back for you? Like I'd do anything for you. The brass have already told everyone in the damn station to steer clear of you. You're considered bad luck for people's careers. Well, myself excluded, I suppose. Wouldn't expect anyone to do you any favors from here on out if I were you. And I'd rather not see us talking and think we're all friendly or something. Now, get out before I have to call someone down here. We have to maintain our professionalism. Ah, shoot. All right. I'm surprised to see you back. How can I help you, detective? I was told your dojo trains a lot of people in the police. That's right, I train many of them personally. Do you know Akira Taira, a detective from Tokyo HQ? Ah, yes, Detective Taira. I know him quite well. A man with a great deal of innate talent in martial arts, though that talent is offset somewhat by his... how to put this... brash personality. Brash is a very diplomatic way to put it. Sorry to put you on the spot, but Taira's about the only usable link I've got left in the police force and the one person who's trying to stop me the most. Seeing as you trained with him all the time, I was hoping you might, know something that would change his mind, if you know what I mean? Are you asking me to help you blackmail Taira? Beyond the obvious reasons why I wouldn't help you do that, I also happen to think it will work. You may be surprised to hear this, but Detective Taira actually lives a fairly straightforward life. His excesses are nothing that would draw any scrutiny, at least not among his fellow officers. I hear he's engaged to be married soon as well. Someone actually agreed to marry that slime? That poor girl. Yes, a very nice girl. Apparently they're quite happy together. Oh yeah? We'll see how long that lasts. May I ask exactly what Taira did to you to make you feel so strongly? Did to me? You should be asking him that. Ever since I started, he looked down on me and never missed a chance to remind me how he felt. I ignored him because I figured if I worked hard enough and earned my promotion that it would shut him up once and for all. You eventually got this promotion, I take it. Well, he didn't shut up like you thought. No, he got worse. It started with him spreading rumors about me sleeping around in HQ. Then there were various complaints to my supervisor. He couldn't stand that I won. It's all fallen apart now, though, huh? He got my old job, and every time I see him, he has that smug grin on his stupid face like he's mocking me. So you hate the fact that, at least in his mind, he was right. Something like that. Taira's not the first person to think a woman didn't deserve the promotion I got, but it stung a little extra when he ended up at my desk. Yes, I thought as much. You're not saying you think that brown-nosing, womanizing, lazy, good-for-nothing asshole actually deserves my spot, are you? No, I can't judge the inner workings of a police force, but from what I've heard, it certainly wouldn't be the first time an officer didn't earn their promotion honestly. Often, I watch my students spar, and I always notice an interesting trend, you see. Usually, the outcomes of matches have nothing to do with their skill. Is there a moral at the end of the story? Patience, Ito. You see, two students will face each other, but before they even draw their swords, they've decided the outcome. Students rank each other and themselves based on practice, their social status, their schools, or any number of things before they even enter my dojo. A student perceiving himself as stronger will always be more relaxed, more ready to attack, while the students who resign themselves to defeat always defends. It's not skill or merit that wins the battle, it's expectations. Do you see where I'm going with this? I do, but I'm not sure if I like it. You're saying that unless I can break Tyra's perception of me, I'll keep losing, right? Exactly. For a man like Tyra, who expects certain things of women, you've defied him at every turn, but if I suck up to him and play the part, it might throw him off guard enough for me to win this fight. That sound about right? Very perceptive. Here, this should help. Sake? It's a gift. Wow, that's so flattering. I barely even know you. I suppose in order to degrade myself to scum like Tyra, I could use a drink. It's not for you. It's for Tyra. Oh, and here I was thinking you were being nice. This is a very expensive brand, as a matter of fact. It's Tyra's favorite. A gift for his promotion. A promotion he stole. A promotion into my position. Think of it as a way to throw him off balance. You can't strike at his heart until he drops his guard, after all. You know how to play the role he expects of you. I suspect you know the type of woman he likes. As much as it pains me to admit it, that might work. Thanks for the sake. I spoke to Yasuhisa, the historian. Oh, good. And? Takashi? What is he? I don't understand your question. He's one of them. Them? Ito, are you alright? He's just an old man. What else could he be? No, Takashi, you must have noticed. There's something off about him. Like the collector, but no, not exactly like him. I'm not sure what Yasuhisa told you to scare you like this, but I've known him for years. He's a bit eccentric and too philosophical for his own good, but he's harmless. Allow me to offer some advice. When you're feeling what you're feeling right now, it's not him. It's you. The more time I spent researching the Kamenkai in the past, the more I began to feel the world had gone mad. But it didn't. It continued to turn on its axis, as it always does. It was me who became unhinged. You could always walk away, Detective Ito. Some mysteries aren't worth solving. We're not gonna drink the sake. Jesus. Glad that I didn't click. Because a misclick like that, I would be so pissed with myself. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm sorry. That's it, Ito. You've heard enough of you. I've heard enough. That's it, Ito. I've heard enough of your. Wait, what? You heard it right, Tyra. I'm sorry. You're a good detective, and I never did congratulate you on your promotion. Here, this is for you. Heh, I get it. So you think bribing me is gonna work, huh? Ken no Michi? Is that a bottle of Ken no Michi? No way, it sells out in weeks. Even my family rarely managed to get a bottle, and they knew the people to ask. How do you get it? That's not important. Consider it an apology for how I've treated you in the past. I present this to you as a way of formally hand over my old position to you. It's clearly in better hands now. But... Ito, sit up, will ya? Ito, it's fine. Just sit up already. Okay, I accept your apology. Hell, didn't know you felt that way. I mean, in light of recent events and all, it's long overdue. Guess with all the stress you've gone through, the delay is understandable. Glad you finally learned to manage your emotions appropriately. Thank you for your kind words, Detective Tyra. Once I return to the department, I know I'll have much to learn from you. Hey, it's a little early for that talk, don't you think? We don't even know if they'll let you back in the force after the hearing. Yes, I suppose you're right, Detective. I shouldn't have spoken so brashly. Ito, stop that, please. I always thought you'd be a better cop if you listened to your fellow detectives a bit more. Suppose there's a lot you have to learn from me, eh? I know you're right, Detective Tyra. I was so brash before. That's probably how I ended up here. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for dropping the spy, Ito. To tell you the truth, it's been a tough time for all of us. It's better to stick together. We're all on the same team, after all, right? Maybe once you're back, me and you can partner up? One can only hope I'll be so lucky. Right. Look, I gotta get back to my office. You need anything else? Well, I was thinking, but oh no, I couldn't possibly bother you. You're so busy. It's fine. I can handle it. Go on. Well, I know I shouldn't be, but I've been doing a little research in an unofficial capacity, you know? I was wondering if you could pull a file for me? You know I can't give you access to the system. You're suspended, and besides, it'd be against regulations and... I guess if you stay on that side of the counter, I could get Ishibashi to help you. Don't think this means we're best friends or anything. It's just repayment for the Kendo Michi. Oh, thank you, but Detective Tyra, I wouldn't want to impose on your busy schedule. Again? Stand up! Saki, I'm going back to my office. Look up the file Ito wants. Log the search query to my name. Got it? Yes, sir. Of course. I'll be in my new office all afternoon, so direct any calls there. Clear? Yes, sir. I think he's gone. Damn, Ayami! I mean, I've twisted some guys around my finger before, but that was something else. Don't think it'll take long to get your office back if you keep working that magic. Ayami, listen to me very closely. It's very, very important you train me how to do that for, professional purposes. I think you're alright on your own, Saki. Oh, fine, be that way. Anyway, you've got Tyra's sign-off. What did you want me to look up for you? On March 4th, 1996, there was a raid on a compound belonging to a cult called the Kamenkai. I'd like that official report plus anything else you find on it. Wow, that's some heavy reading material. I'll get right on it, boss. Doesn't seem there's much to go on here. Looks like there's only one file. Righto, I'll put it on a USB for you so you can take it with you. Just don't tell anyone. Here you go. Thanks, Saki. I owe you one. You owe me more than one, Ayami. See you around. Achievement unlocked. Submission. Yay, we can finally go back to the apartment. Play with our kitty. Aw, we can't play with our pretty little our little kitten, you know? Lady Fluffington has probably not gotten that much love in the past few hours. Something doesn't smell right. There's a raid on a compound, and all that's left is this lone debriefing? Doesn't add up. Not to mention, so much of what is here is redacted. Officers arriving at the scene found 12 people dead on arrival, including Tokimasa and Mai's parents. Where are the details about how they died? Not to mention, the report itself was filed almost a week after the raid, so why aren't there any autopsy reports? Says here, 2 children and 1 adult are believed missing. That must be Mai, Takashi, and their grandmother. Guess that means Takashi was telling the truth after all. So many people have been hiding information from me, it's almost a relief. Still, for such a short report, it raises a whole lot of questions. The list of the dead, their causes of death. If there were any other survivors, what else they found, it's all lost. Even the location of the compound has been classified. All I know is that the mask was found in the middle of a pile of dead bodies. What the hell happened here? Why was it covered up? Tasked with raiding compound belonging to cult known as Kamenkai, located and redacted. Arrived to discover 12 bodies dead on arrival near compound, including cult leader Shinji Umizawa, aka Tokimasa. Other bodies included 6 females and 3 other males of varying ages, along with 2 children. Cause of death, redacted. 2 other children and 1 adult considered missing, maybe dead, other survivors, redacted. Personal effects collected at scene of crime include mask and several other ritual objects. Raid considered a success, cult known as Kamenkai's activity has ceased. Surviving members have been rescued. The report is unclear, but it's obvious something terrible happened at the Kamenkai compound. No doubt the mask had a part to play in those 12 people's deaths. In one way or another, it's found its way to Reina afterward. She said she was searching for the door, which means her connection to it is no mere coincidence either. The collector said that the path in the dark would never reveal itself unless I understood her past. The report is a dead end for now, but he gave me another lead. A talent agency called Omega in Kubikicho. It's not a whole lot to go on, but maybe I'll find the connection I need to connect the dots. For now, all I can do is go to Kabukicho and ask around. The pills that the doctor gave me are right on the table where Kazuchi left them. Count on him to pester me about my health, even when he's gone. I hate the pills, but I'll keep taking them, for your sake. Alright, we got a bit more sanity back. We're at 13. We still look a bit out of it. I'm not going to take more than one pill just because I don't know what that could do to me. Because, you know, ODing and all that. Alright, to Kabukicho. Too bad we couldn't play with our cat before we left, you know? The collector mentioned a talent agency by the name of Omega here in Kabukicho with ties to Reina. Unless there's a big sign advertising it, which I highly doubt, I'll need to ask around to find it. Based on the dragon motifs and the general vibe around the building, I'd guess this place is no normal bar. Who knows how many other places around here the Yakuza have dipped their fingers into. Three faces in uniform that I don't recognize, though I doubt they'll have a hard time recognizing me. The way they're huddled around, it hardly looks like they're doing much police work. More than a few violations, probably pass under their noses, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone slips them a bit of cash on the side to ignore them. Cops like that probably wouldn't give me any trouble if they definitely aren't going to blab to their superiors about seeing me in Kabukicho. Let's listen in. Hey, hold up. Don't I know you? Who, me? Yeah, you. Unless you're hiding someone behind your back. Aren't you the detective whose face was all over town a few weeks back? Yeah, that's it. How didn't I recognize you before? Hey guys, didn't someone from HQ come by and ask us about her earlier? Maybe we should call it in. Hold on, Denjiro. You really think that's a good idea? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not risking my job over some nobody detective. Yeah, well, call it into HQ and you might be risking more than your job if you know what I mean. Ryu's right. Why should we stick our necks out when she hasn't even done anything wrong? Being on leave doesn't mean she can't walk around, does it? I'm with Ryu. I doubt I need to remind you boys what happens when you ruffle the wrong feathers at HQ. You guys can't be serious. Look, I'm not saying we arrest her, only you're going to piss off the wrong people, Denjiro. I don't know how much more obvious I need to be for you to get it. No one, not even the detective here, is worth bringing down her wrath. Especially right now, things aren't exactly on stable ground around here since the Mifune family shakeup. I don't need a repeat of that one, Officer Ono. Pegged for promotion one day, and then some anonymous tip comes into HQ that Ono's been selling a little dope on the side, even got a gun to tie him to a crime scene. Yeah, a gun that's mysteriously gone missing from evidence. You think that story's true? Does it really matter if it is or not? The point is, he asked too many questions around here, and now he's in jail. Some police are held hostage by some woman. Screw it. Maybe you guys are right. Suppose if that guy from HQ asks again, we can say we didn't see any detective tonight. That's right, we didn't see you, and you definitely didn't talk to us. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Being on the street around here isn't exactly an easy position to be in, huh? You mean at the bottom? Yeah, it doesn't give us a whole lot of options. Feels like I'm always stuck between HQ and all the other shit going around here. I'm not sure which is worst, honestly. You read the papers? You read the papers, don't you, detective? You heard about the Mifune family, right? Yeah, I'm sure she has, and that's all you need to say on the subject. You never know who's working for who around here, so put a lid on it. Listen, detective, whatever you think we are, or what you think go around here, it isn't so simple as good cops and bad cops, remember that. Kabukicho might not be perfect, but we do our best to keep the peace, right? Right. Like Ryu said, we're trying our best, so don't cause any trouble for us, and we'll return the favor by not letting HQ know about this. There's plenty scarier than HQ out there. That's for sure. Why don't you move along, detective? I think I'll do just that. Good luck, officers. Seems this club is pretty popular, and it already has a lot of customers. Maybe talking to some of the regulars would give me a good idea of where to start looking for Omega. Alright. Let's enter. Can I ask you something? Whoa. I wasn't doing anything. You're a cop, right? Nope, you've got me all wrong. I'm looking for a talent agency by the name of Omega. Why do you think I was a cop? Phew, only cops ask that many questions right off the bat. Well, then your costume had me fooled. You ought to be careful walking around like that. Oh, I got it. You're some kind of performer, right? What are you doing looking for Omega? Omega's a wash. You won't get any work from them. Worry not, sweetheart. It just so happens I work for one of the best agencies in town. We handle all types, models, performers, actors, you name it. Even a mature woman such as yourself will have no problem finding work through us. That is, if you're fine with them staying in costume. My lucky day. That's the spirit. Have a drink with me, babe. I'll get you all signed up. I'm sure I could find work for you in no time. Well, like I said, I'm looking for Omega. A friend of mine recommended them, so it'd be rude to not talk to them at least, right? If you ask me, your friend's got no taste. You shouldn't waste your time with those losers. No one's even seen their guys around for months. Word on the streets that they've ran up a bit of debt with the wrong people, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you didn't hear from me. You know where I am if you want a real chance, babe. Bite me. Can I ask you something? Yeah, sure. You don't need my permission. You heard of an agency around here called Omega? Omega? No, it doesn't ring a bell. Why? What's it to you? I'm looking for a missing girl. Missing, huh? Was she foreign? Working for a nightclub, maybe? Maybe working for some other, types of clubs? I don't remember asking your opinion on the girl, only if you knew about the agency. Either way, answer's the same. I don't know no Omega, and you probably won't find her even if I did. Girls go missing all the time around here if you catch my drift. Care to be more specific? No, I don't. Don't think you delicate types could handle it. Let's just say not everyone is as nice to the ladies in those places as I am, and leave it at that. Stir the pot with questions like that and you're bound to end up in trouble, so if you want help, go ask someone else. Can I ask you something? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay, it's the same stuff. And if I talk to him again, it'll just be the same. Okay, I can move along the club more. Hello, can you spare a minute? Whoa, how long have you been standing there? Me? I just got here. Why so jumpy? Sorry, there was a big scary guy with a scar here a little before you. He acted friendly enough, but he made me feel a little uneasy. Kept asking me what I was doing here and if I wanted to go somewhere and have a drink with his friends. Honestly, I've been waiting a good moment to duck out. Think you made the right decision by staying put, if you ask me. Have you ever heard of a talent agency here called Omega by chance? Omega? No, never heard of it. I'm not actually ever in this part of town. A friend of a friend invited me out here for a few drinks, but she hasn't shown her face yet. It's starting to stink of some sort of weird setup. Anyway, I still have some pride, so I'm not going to tuck my tail and run just yet. Good luck finding that agency, or whatever you were looking for. And if you see that guy I mentioned earlier, watch your back. Evening, you know anything about a talent agency called Omega? I heard they were based here. Are you insane? It's not like I'm asking you to take me there personally. What's the issue? You do know where you are, don't you? Omega ran up against some people, the same people who own this club, and they lost. The Mifune takeover's already racked up quite the body count, and I don't plan on being added to it. I'm not sure who you're working for, but you've come at a bit of a sensitive time. If I were you, I'd turn around and walk out that door. Hell, she probably killed him too. Killed who? Him, you know, Higashi, the owner of Omega. Everyone knew he owed the Mifune family a small fortune. The word on the street is that there's been a spring cleaning of any disloyal retainers. Do I need to spell it out for you? Good, I've already said too much, and you should stop asking around too. You never know who's listening. Do you think that'll stop me? I am Detective Hito. Hey, can I ask you something? About a talent agency called Omega? You know anything? Alright, I'll take that as a no. Hey, do you know this area? What? I had a question about... What? Speak up! I can't hear you! The speaker's right there, you're gonna have to talk louder. I'm looking for an agency! You're looking for a vacancy? And what? No, you're what? I'm looking for information about the Omega Talent Agency. Do you know anything? Whoa. You really shouldn't shout things like that around here. Excuse me, miss. We were hoping you might join us next door. Consider an invitation from an admirer. Besides, it's a much nicer venue than this dump. Yeah, in fact, we'd be happy to escort you. Who do you think? We're just businessmen doing our business. Take a few steps back, creep. You think I'd go anywhere with you? Yeah, I think you will. Sorry if you were a little too polite before. I wasn't asking your permission. Forcing me would be a big mistake. Huh? Oh yeah? How do you figure? Look around. Do you think anyone's gonna help you? Promise you this much. People see us escorting you out of here and they'll look the other way. Hell, I could probably break your nose right now in order to drink it, and the bartender bring me that drink before he even dreamed of wiping your blood off the floor. Not that I'm threatening you, understand? Of course not. We wouldn't want you to feel like you're in danger. Now let's go. Well, we might be dead. Welcome. Come in. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kasumi Mifune. I appreciate you coming by to talk. Your thugs didn't give me much of an option. The hell you think you are calling me a thug? We're businessmen, you got that? Oh, I've got it alright, but don't think that dressing in some suit makes you any less of a thug. Say another word, you cop bitch. Enough! You say another word and I'll make you wish you hadn't. Now get out, both of you. Yes, boss. My apologies. The quality of help you can find these days isn't quite up to the standard that it was in my father's time. Wild dogs can be difficult to train, but they'll come around, even if I have to beat it into them. Sit down, relax. Can I get you a drink? I see. Then excuse me while I pour one for myself. Why don't we skip the small talk and you tell me why I'm here? I'm getting to that. Seems you're a woman who doesn't like to waste time. Good. As luck would have it, neither am I. Let's get right to it. A short while ago, a couple of men downstairs ran up to me to tell me a cop had walked past my bar and into one of my nightclubs. Then I hear you've been sniffing around asking about one of my investments. Investments? You mean Omega? Smart girl. Tell me, Ayami Ito, why is it that a cop is going around asking pointed questions like that? More curious still, not just any cop, but a publicly shamed cop on leave. A shamed cop who has a history of... How did they word it? Ah, yes, a history of psychotic episodes. How do you know all that? We all have friends, Detective Ito, and when detectives are wandering around my part of the city, my friends tell me everything I want to know. Honestly, you don't seem all that crazy to me. As to why you're after Omega, let's say you've piqued my interest. Sorry, look at us. You said no small talk, and here we are off in the bushes somewhere. Let's get back on track, shall we? As you're not acting in any official capacity, it's safe to say that no one knows you're here, correct? No, I suppose they don't. In your position, I might have tried to lie, but I appreciate the honesty. It was a rhetorical question anyway. I know for a fact there's no one coming for you. Funny, you don't strike me as the stupid type, and yet you've willingly entered a den of vipers. If you valued your neck staying on your shoulders, surely you wouldn't do something so reckless. You can skip the threats. If you wanted to do something to me, you would have done it already. Plus, you're smart enough to know not to hurt a cop, even one in my position. Good! I like you! Given your prickly demeanor, I doubt you're working with one of my competitors, and you're definitely not here for your police buddies. Okay, I give up. I have to know. What exactly is it that you want to know about Omega? I'm looking for this girl. Her name is Reina. I was told she was involved with the agency somehow. I want to know what happened to her. How very noble of you. Figuring that out might be a bit difficult, as I'm afraid Omega is an extremely recent acquisition. To get back farther, you'll have to talk to its president and former owner, a man named Eiichi Higashi. As it so happens, that makes two of us who'd like to have a word with him. Like peas in a pod, us two. Unfortunately, when he handed over the business, he became a bit... how should I put it? Forgetful about his outstanding debts to us. And the poor thing is so scared of me that he's ignoring all of my calls, probably thinking I'd do something awful to him if I found him. I can't imagine how he'd get that idea, can you? Maybe he'd prefer talking to a police officer instead of talking to me? I'm not some green recruit. I know how this works by now. What's the catch? You'd never tell me where he was and send me on my way for nothing. Of course I wouldn't. You'll have to prove that you can be trusted first. There's someone else I need you to talk with. A bit of a softer target than Higashi. Pretty good deal, right? Everything you're looking for in exchange for one little job. Oh, don't make this more difficult than it has to be. You'll agree eventually, so why fight it? I know a lot about you, top of your class, and one of the best detectives on the force. You wouldn't let something as pesky as morals get in the way of good information, would you? I've heard about you too, Kasumi Mifune. Or more accurately, I heard a lot about your father. As you should. My father was a good man. It's not surprising you know more about him than me. That'll change soon enough. I won't be a footnote in his story much longer. My father always undervalued the power of information, but I really get to know people I associate with. You, for instance. Everything you've done paints the picture of someone who's very determined and very desperate to find this girl of yours. Don't let other people tell you otherwise, Detective. I think those traits are a wonderful combination. However, it also means you don't have a whole lot of bargaining power right now. If you don't want to work with me, that's fine. You can go home and quietly overdose on whatever medication they've got you taking instead. Furthermore, I could just refuse your request altogether, but that'd be so boring. We both need something, so let's help each other instead. Do the job I ask, and I'll tell you what I know about little Hikashi. As I was saying, like him, there's another business owner in Akihabara who is unfortunately behind on her payments as well. Such a shame, too. I really wanted a straightforward relationship with this one. See, I help out with a few things in exchange. She kicks back a little of her business. Sometimes we send out over new contracts to renegotiate the terms of our mutually beneficial relationship. Sadly, she's neglected to sign the newest one. I'm a cop, not some Yakuza debt collector. Do it yourself. Suspended cop. You can't parade your badge around as proof that you're some white knight anymore. Due to the recent, transition of power, I can't do it myself just this minute. The dogs at Tokyo Police Headquarters start panting whenever me or any of my men are seen outside of Kabukicho. I'm not asking you to club someone's head in, I'm only asking you to give them a friendly reminder to keep up to date with their paperwork. Easy, right? Here, take it, do this for me, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable giving out information about Omega. Also, I'll remind you, with your impending review, it would be unseemly if it got out that you were meeting with Yakuza, wouldn't it? Blackmail, huh? That's such an ugly word, and here I thought we were becoming friends. No, I'm just stating the facts of the situation is all. The business you're going to is a cat cafe. No, not the cat cafe, no! You're going in Akihabara. Kazu can give you the address on the way out. Wait, a cat cafe or what? A cat cafe. What else would it be? Well, a cat cafe or a cat-made cafe. What? Are we talking about cats or people dressed like cats? Because a freaking cat cafe, actual cats, adorable, fluffy, precious cats. Why the hell would I invest in some stupid maid cafe? Cats, normal cats. Okay, I kind of like you better now, because I would also invest in the cat cafe, not the cat-made cafe. If I have to go back there, I think I may just have to clock out of life. Just punch that card, you know? Damn it, now I'm all worked up. Look, get that goddamn contract signed and we'll talk. I'm probably the only cop to enter Kasumi's private bar who wasn't already in her pocket. Though with how things turned out, maybe that's not true either. Alright, so we're straight with our professionalism. Our sanity is stable, we're stressed, but our investigation is a solid 91. It looks like they've been digging up the sidewalk, but since they're blocking my view, I can't quite see what they're doing. Hey lady, you need something? There's nothing to see here, so why don't you move along? Why should I? You said yourself there's nothing to see after all. Bit of advice for you. If you're trying to keep someone from staying out of your business, I wouldn't lead with nothing to see here. See? She thinks so too. Every time you say nothing to see here, people stop to stare at us instead of actually moving along. Nothing to see here really does make me want to look more, you know? It's kind of sinister. Nothing to see here. That's what cops say when there's definitely, without a doubt, something worth seeing. Thanks a lot for the advice, boys. Last I checked, it was you who worked for me, not the other way around. Alright, no need to be so damn touchy. All we're saying is that unless you want every passerby in Kabukicho stopping to stare at us, you could try zipping it. Zip it? Is that how you talk to all of your employers? You are aware of who I work for, right? Right? Digging a hole is the least of your worries, so do as I say. And these jobs are the worst. Wait, are you the bookseller? What exactly are you guys doing? All of a sudden, I can't help but wonder what some suit is doing standing by a construction site. Have to agree with the little lady on that one. As far as I can tell, we're pulling up a strip of concrete for no damn reason at all. No reason? Far from it. It's a scheduled maintenance requested by the building's owner. There were complaints of people falling or getting hurt because of the uneven pavement, so my employer generously offered her own money to fix it. Maintenance, huh? Seemed perfectly fine to me until we started hacking into it, and you seem awfully impatient for us to fill it back in. Maybe it's got something to do with that little thing you had wrapped in cloth before? Shut up, or I'll ask you to dig 2 more holes after this one. 2 more? Oh, I get it. I think that was meant to be some sort of threat. Yes, exactly. I mean, what you said wasn't exactly threatening. Honestly, I've heard better. Is he trying to imply that he's going to make us cover ourselves in concrete? Kind of a boring threat. Fine, bad joke, but maybe you two should remember you're being paid very generously to be here, so shut it! And you, miss, would you please kindly move along? As you can see, I'm busy enough with these two without any additional distractions. Alright. Alright. So it looks like they're doing something sinister there. Trying to hide evidence, I would assume. Maybe the missing pistol from the evidence locker that they were talking about. Alright. I wonder if those young girls ended up being okay. I feel like I got what I needed and left them to fend for themselves. If only I had more time. No dwelling on it now. I need to talk to Sachiko at the Cat Cafe. Sometimes when I find my mind drifting off, it sails right into those fluffy pancakes. If I manage to get back to a normal life, I will eat nothing but cat-shaped pancakes for dessert for the rest of my days. No way I could make them as good as they do here, though. Not unless I magically become a better cook. Whoops, got distracted by sweet, sweet pancakes. Need to get to the Cat Cafe and put this nasty business to rest. Welcome back! I think Tomo remembers you. Oh, little Tomo. He must be appreciative of all your help to make him feel better. Although I've had to stop the deliveries of sashimi, even the smell seems to set off his bowels. Another quirk added to an already quirky character. Maybe it's a sign that you were right about the fish. Yeah, listen, we need to talk. Okay, sure, why the serious face? What's wrong? How exactly does the owner of a cat cafe get mixed up with the Yakuza? Huh? What do you mean? I met someone recently who gave me a contract with your name on it to sign. I read it and it seems like you owe them quite a bit of money. Why? I've been around this kind of stuff for a long time. I can't figure out how a cat cafe owns that kind of money. Money? Yakuza? Wait, you're working for her? Why? I'm not working for anyone. All I've got is this contract in your name and I want to know why. The truth is, this place isn't all above board. Or it is, but it wasn't always. I didn't borrow money or anything that stupid. When I was setting up this place, I was just trying to stay above water, but the building owner kept coming by to complain, and then these government types and health inspectors came knocking. I never realized how complicated opening up a place like this in Tokyo would be. All those rules and regulations. All I ever wanted was to help out the kitties and make people happy. Then she came by, someone who loved cats as much as I did. She offered to help me smooth things over with everyone. I mean, I saw the tattoos and everything, but I don't think you should judge people because how they look. I still don't. There was no way I was going to stay open and keep my kitties if I didn't get help fast. So I accepted her offer and things got better pretty quickly after that. The building owner stopped complaining and all the permits fell into my lap. Maybe you think I was stupid, but most of the cats here would be stray or dead if I didn't get her help. For a while, I thought I was saved by a guardian angel. After all, she loved the cats and was kind and friendly to me. It's been quiet, too. The business with Tomo's bowels was the first incident I've had in months. About 2 months after accepting her help, when I was closing up the shop, some men showed up with a contract like the one you're holding. They said it was for services rendered or something like that. It wasn't much at the time, so I signed it. I owed her a lot after all, and I was doing pretty well. Only they kept coming back, and every time they came back, they had a new contract. Every contract wanted more and more money. It's gotten out of hand. I can't keep up anymore. Kasumi won't even see me anymore to talk about it. You didn't really think you'd get a favor from the Yakuza for nothing, did you? I wasn't being greedy, Ito. I thought she was trying to help. Helping the only way she knows how. Please, you have to help me. The amount of money they've asked for is out of hand. I'm doing well for now, but if they got their way, I'd be out of business. You have to tell Kasumi, please. Tell her that if this place closes down, all these cats, there'll be no more places for them to go. The poor kitties. They'd be put down. I can't support them myself. I don't think animal services would help let me keep them. I couldn't live with myself if that happened. I'm begging you, Ito. Don't do this. Damn it. It doesn't matter what I need from her. I can't make you sign this in good conscience. Hooray! I knew you would... good would prevail in the end. Thanks. How'd you get mixed up with that woman anyway? I need some information from her. You should be careful. I don't know about her, but her thugs are dangerous. Last time they were here, I heard them talking about having to teach a girl from another cafe a lesson or something. Makes me sick. I feel sick thinking about it. What else would you expect from guys like that? Breaking legs is probably all they're capable outside of grunting and drinking. Call me naive, but I don't get how someone can be so two-faced. When I started seeing her face in the papers lately, I couldn't believe it. Surely that ruthless woman they were talking about couldn't be the Kasumi I knew, or so I thought. I guess it's like you said, a tiger can't change its stripes, right? Maybe so. At any rate, you should probably be more careful who you trust in the future. Sorry, I didn't mean to wrap you up in all this, but thank you for not making me sign. So what's your plan? I'm not really sure if I have one. Maybe I can appeal to her kinder self. If she really is a cat lover, I'm sure she wouldn't want to see the little guys hurt, right? Oh no, I've really gone and got myself into trouble, haven't I? Maybe I should go instead. The contract was given to me, so I'd better deal with it myself. Plus, I get the impression that being confined by the cops hasn't put her in a great mood. I'm sure you don't agree, but I still think there's some good in her. Sometimes I can't help but wonder if she'd be doing all these things if she didn't grow up into that life. And all the kitties loved her when they played with her. Cats are such good judges of character. I somehow don't think her treatment of animals correlates too much with her treatment of people. Ugh, I'm starting to feel a little queasy thinking about going back in there without the contract. Damn it, Ayami. You've really gotten yourself into this one this time, haven't you? No point dwelling on it now. I've made up my mind, and I can't run Yakuza debt collections just because I'm in a tight spot. Take care. Don't worry. My kitties are never wrong in judging someone's character. When one door closes, achievement unlocked. Yeah, sure. I'll think of something, but I need you to lay low and maybe close up shop for a while until I sort something out. Alright. Hoo boy. Alright. Hey, what are you doing here? Go back! Honestly, little one, I don't want you to get hurt. Go home. Take the kitty with you. Take the kitty with you! Yes! Okay, before we head back in... Okay. Time to head in. Oh, I didn't realize I could click on those. I'm a dummy. I noticed one in, Akihabara. Welcome back. I assume you took care of that little nuisance for me? I didn't have her sign it. I couldn't in good conscience ruin someone's life like that. Let me explain something to you. If I give you something to do, you don't come back until it's done. What, do you think you're some sort of moral crusader helping out the little guy? What'd she tell you anyway? That she was a small-town girl who couldn't keep up with the big meanies in Tokyo? Put it that way, I guess I do sound like I'm asking a bit too much. Did she tell you about all the cats that kept escaping, or the ones who wandered into nearby businesses? How about the heaps of trash that were piling up around the place? If it weren't for me getting people off her back and cleaning up the place, those cats would probably be dead by now. What we have here, Detective, is a trust issue. You were too quick to take the other side because of who I am, or at least who you think I am. Pity, Kazu. Pity. Kazu? Yes, boss? Take Ito outside and show her what happens to people that disappoint me. Don't be too rough. I don't want a repeat of last time. Oh, and leave her face alone. I'd hate for someone to see a black eye and think she might be worthy of sympathy. Keep her jacket here. I like it. It's very chic. Did you know my friends tell me when all the police raids are coming? It's pretty handy, really. As a matter of fact, there's one scheduled for tomorrow. I'll be gone, of course, but if they were to find this jacket... Well, who knows what they'd think. Would be a pity if someone recognized it. Kazu, escort her out. Good luck finding that stupid little girl. Hold on, Kazu. Ito, who is this? He's, I guess he's a stowaway from the cat cafe. He is, huh? I see. I love him! Oh! Look at his squishy little face. I can't have a detective beating around such a cute little face. What's his name? Beaton? Oh, I think his name is Tomo. Tomo? That's not much of a name for a man, is it? I shall call you Mr. Marshmallow. About that blackmail and beating? Oh, forget it. Really? Oh, good. Oh, Ito, lighten up. You're not a liability unless you start talking to your cop friends. And you wouldn't do that, would you? No, they likely wouldn't believe me at this point anyway. My thoughts exactly, so cheer up. How can you stay mad looking at these big eyes and those little feet? Look at you, and I see a woman whose priorities are all wrong, Ito. You don't appreciate what you have, only what you're looking for. That is, until you find it, but then what? What's left? That said, I was serious about one thing. If you talk to any cops about my business or about my, affection for cats, or anything like that, Kazu might pay a little visit to your apartment and pick up where he left off. But who wants to think all the logistics of dismembering and disposing of a detective's body when you've got these cute little whiskers rubbing against you? Huh, Sachiko was right. You do genuinely love cats, so why make her sign a contract that would end with her having to put the cats down? Sachiko isn't as perfect and as cute as she seems. She might love her cats, but she has strange ways of caring for them. She owes me a great debt, and it's my right to collect on it. If her cafe shut down, I'd make sure those cats have a home, though I can't say the same for their owner. This job is about tough decisions, not legal ones like you cops make. In my business, you have to sleep with the choices you make, not leave them at the door when you hand the case over to the courts. Mr. Marshmallow likes being picked up. Aww. He is pretty cute. I'm not sure if you meant for this outcome, but I have to say you have some guts coming back like you did. I thought you'd be another pushover cop to keep in my pocket. I underestimated you. And in doing so, I've given you information on one of my weaknesses. It's funny, really. I spend so much time making sure I'm not seen as the weak woman that all these men expect me to be, that I don't feel like myself sometimes. Sometimes I'm sure you understand quite well. Tell you what, I'll let you have that one little weakness of mine. It's only fair. I know so many of yours, after all. In a different life, maybe we could have been friends. Kazu, stand down for now. Ito, consider yourself lucky. I'll let you keep your jacket tonight. Understood, boss. Alright, forget the cat cafe contract. I'll get one of my boys to deal with it later. What is it you wanted again? I want to speak to Omega's company president, Higashi, about a girl signed to his agency. That's right, our missing agency president in one of his many projects. What a despicable little man, I'll tell you now. I had no problem taking control of his business from him. I left him as a president to keep a few of his clients happy. A decision I regret now. Unfortunately, I'm just as in the dark about where he disappeared as you, I'm afraid. A deal's a deal, though. While you were out, I got an address to one of his old hideouts and the code to get in. I can't guarantee you'll find anything there, but I said I'd tell you what I knew, and that's what I know. We can finally open the keypad door! Yes! You haven't sent one of your stooges to check it out, for you? Stooges? I like you, but don't push it. As I said earlier, me and my men can't afford to be spotted right now, especially in an area getting so much special attention. Special attention? Doesn't Kabukicho get enough attention on its own? Kabukicho is what it is, but this isn't in Kabukicho. This particular spot got its reputation and subsequently its extra police patrols a bit more recently. In fact, I hear there's still an ongoing investigation going on there. I heard you'd be intimately familiar with that area and the incident that happened there. My condolences on the loss of your partner, Detective Tanaka, by the way. All the papers are rushing to make it out to be incompetent, or worse yet, some kind of psychotic killer. Maddening, isn't it? My friends in police headquarters say you two were close. That's no way to lose someone you love. I suppose it's not too much to ask what really happened. Was there really someone there that night? Thanks on the condolences, but what happened on that night isn't something I want to discuss right now. Suit yourself. Let's change the subject back to Higashi. I took a bit of digging to find that address. Seems he was keeping a second hideout in Shinjuku under a fake name. Now that we know where it is, he probably knows too. I highly doubt he'd be stupid enough to stay holed up in it. But I also doubt he'd be smart enough to completely clear the place out before he left town either. There's probably something in there that would lead us right to him. Get what you want, then let Kazu know where the slime is so we can straighten him out. He'll get those fantasies of running away out of his head. The code to the door is 11235. It's the only keypad lock on the street. You can't miss it. For what it's worth, I wish you good luck in finding your little girl. But remember, you can't save them all, Yami Ito. Oh, and Ito? Thanks for bringing Mr. Marshmallow to me. Being holed up in this place for the last few weeks can be quite taxing. You know, I remember he loves fresh fish. Fresh fish, huh? Sachiko certainly does have an eccentric taste. Kazu, go pick up some sashimi. Right away, boss. Wait, no, don't give him sashimi. No. Bad idea. I'm probably the only okay. Alright. We are as straight as an arrow. Our sanity is decent. Our neurosis is still meh. Now let's go find Higachi. To Shinjuku. Yeah. I actually kind of liked her. I mean, she's a crime boss, but she was actually a likable character. Let's see how Daiso's doing. I'm just making sure that you don't pull anything like you did a few months ago, okay, buddy? Forensics identify. Yep. Huh, it worked. Looks like Kasumi's tip wasn't a lie. Ugh, what a stench. I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows it. A decaying body. Seems to be locked. I can't open it. I can't. Seems like the inside of the lock has been filed off. No good. It's as if something's holding it from the other side. The hairpin isn't catching on anything. This isn't going to work. This won't budge either. The locks have been tampered with to make them useless. What's being hidden in these rooms? Oh, Jesus. The word Ruby is written in blood on the wall. Oh, God. His eyes were removed and his chest was carved open. Guess I found Higashi. Damn it, I should have known. The decomposition on the body is pretty far advanced, so he must have been here for weeks. Something else is wrong. The internal organs have been disturbed, maybe removed. There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. The same handwriting and type of bag Reina left in the dumpster 2 weeks ago. This wasn't done quickly. She must have been staying here for weeks, which means Kazuki was probably here too. Nothing's changed, just a door. Oh, I am not liking this. Nothing to see here. Where's that noise coming from? Uh-oh. Oh, that is not good. It sounds like something is trying to escape from the inside. The rattling stopped. Why? Oh, this is gonna be bad. Shots of various girls, all of them taken in this room. They don't look like the professional headshots an agency would take. They all look so sad and young. I've got a pretty good idea what these pictures were used for, and the types of people they might have been sent to. Reina? So it's true. To think you were kept in a place like this. What happened to you? Huh? Something's happening. You're back early. Yeah, I don't feel well. I think I'll go to bed early tonight. Ruby, don't ignore me. Lately, it's been the same excuses over and over. I don't know what you're talking about. Ruby, my sweet little Ruby, you think because that one song was a hit you can just stop working? That money's all gone, sweetheart. We spent it all trying to get you a record deal. Don't you think it's unfair to eat my food and stay here for free without doing any work? Ruby? Hey, stop crying. Stop crying! I'm talking to you! Please, I didn't mean it. I'll do another song. I'll make it up to you. I promise. I just don't want to. That's exactly why I'm setting up all these meetings for you. You make the right impression with these guys, and they'll take you places. Speaking of which, I got a call a little while ago from Masa. Know what he told me? He told me you were being a little disagreeable with him last night at his place. You know that he's one of our best clients, don't you? The things he can do for you girls is... Well, I shouldn't even need to tell you. I sent you to him because he said there was something special about you. In fact, he said out of all the girls here, he particularly wanted to meet you. I did you a big favor by making that happen. Then you compensate my generosity by sitting in a room crying and telling me you don't feel well or whatever excuse you came up with next. I couldn't. He tried to... I don't care what he tried to do. You should have let him. Wow, I have no sympathy for you. When I took you in, you were a vulnerable, tiny girl who was already failing in school. But I saw your potential. I could already tell how pretty you'd be when you were older. That's all those men care about, how I look. So what? You think I took you in because of how smart you were? You're an idol. You're supposed to be looked at. Most men would fall over themselves to meet a pretty girl like you, but you ruin it for everyone when you sit there crying. What are you doing? I'm sick of looking like an idiot, Ruby. You made me do this. Oh, God. I just know that it's going to be a frickin' screamer or something. Oh. My phone telling me that it was dying. Where's that noise coming from? Oh. The noise stopped. Sorry, let me just plug this in. Need to keep the, chat open, you know. Alright. The noise stopped. Damn it, Ruby. I can't stand to see you like this. You're not gonna feel better staying cooped up in here. Listen, I got you that photo shoot lined up tomorrow, the one with Masa. Are you even listening? Don't make me go back. I don't want to go out. Let me stay here. What's wrong with you? Please, please don't make me. I'm afraid to go. Far as I can tell, you're still... all you're afraid of is success. I've fallen over myself to make you a star, but you'll never get anywhere if you lock yourself away. What, you're not going to say anything? You can't treat me this way. I gave you your name, your music, and damn near everything else. Oh, but you think you're special, right? Let me break it to you, honey. You're not. There's a load of other girls in this business just like you, and they do what they have to without complaining about it. They understand how important it is to keep clients happy, and I'm sorry it's not all butterflies and flowers, but you're not some naive little girl anymore. You're a woman now. Hey, Earth to Ruby, I'm trying to give you some advice here, and you're not even listening. Reina. My name is Reina. What do you just say? Reina? Who's that? Oh yeah, that was the name of some pathetic little foster girl I picked up. You want to go back to being her? Just say the word. I'll throw you out there myself. If you think you've got it so bad now, let's count the seconds between you hitting those streets and being back in foster care, or dead in some gutter. Not so talkative now, are we, Reina? Or is it Ruby, the girl who was successful? The girl who could make it if she would just do at what she was told? Sorry. I'm sorry. I lost my temper. But you gotta see things my way. You were special, you know that? I see. I saw so much potential in you. Such a beautiful young girl. I wanted to raise you up and show you what life could be. Then you reject me and everything I can offer you. It's a damn shame. You're still pretty, Ruby. So pretty. But not when you mope around. Look, I get it. You're a teenager, and you want to cry it out, right? Fine. But when you're done with that, you're going back out there. You think I want to send you to all those little meetings with Masa and guys like him? I'd rather you were successful so we don't have to do that. I'm on your side. If you'd work harder, you wouldn't have to do things like that. Stop. Stop crying. You're not a child anymore. I just want to go home. Home? Where do you think you are? You are home. This is as good as it's going to get for a girl like you. Tomorrow, you're going to go with Masa and do whatever it is he tells you to do. You'll stop this crying and you'll start making some money. Maybe it was a mistake to think you'd end up being special. Turns out you're just another disappointment. Another whore. There's something laying on the mattress. It's a newspaper article, dated October 24th, 2004. The article's title, One-Hit Wonder Ruby Commits Suicide. That can't be. That was over 10 years ago. Her real name was withheld from the press, but her picture is there. According to the article, Higashi went to her room and found it locked. He called to her, but she didn't answer. I thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song. He only forced the door when he noticed the smell where he found her hanging from the rafters. She'd hung herself almost 2 days before. Probably in this room. There's more. Though Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work and work and loved being an idol more than anything in the world. That's a damn lie. Her song, Look For Me, will go on sale again this month, with all sales going to various suicide prevention charities. I've read enough. The sadness that's in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reina's? Is this what I was supposed to see? Can I just get the hecky out of here? Oh, thank God. I feel sick. That monster. How many girls did Higashi pass around and abuse before she murdered him? And Reina, she looked the same as she does now. 16 years old. A child. Higashi had her locked up, and she tried to take back control the only way she thought she could. Only she came back. And all that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in that room, I could feel it like it was my own. And it's not the first time I felt it. The dark was steeped in it. As soon as I realized it, it was looking like the air changed. I can sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me, but it's not enough. The mask could help me find the door, and I can feel the dark, but the path still isn't open to me. What am I missing? My gut tells me it has to do with the Common Kai. The only one alive who knows about it is the old Kawana woman. She has to tell me what happened. Hey, Daizo. We should probably alert the police. Just want to make sure he's not going to, end it. Alright. Time to go back to Kamakura. You! I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back. I have questions about the Common Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were part of. You're the only one alive who'd remember. Common Kai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me. Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito, just because this investigation's important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here. Your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much as mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Only a little while ago, I found out my parents died in some cult and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is much worse. Tell that to the poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't only here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. And bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you, of all people, can understand that. I do, but ignoring the past won't make it go away, and there's unfinished business from the Common Kai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right? I promise to talk to you about all this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on. You were cooking us dinner, weren't you? All right, we'll talk about it later, but I'll be in the other room if you need me. So you found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Common Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. At the time I joined, my husband had left me and I lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. That's when Tokimasa found me and told me that society had stigmatized and shunned me. The society that stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. They stole everything from me, my youth, my mind, then my child. Then one day in 1996, they all died. The cause of death was buried and no autopsies were performed, or if they were hidden. Why? That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultist in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths. That's it? After everything I found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth. You want to know what happened so badly? Fine. I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed that life was an illusion. As words of other compounds and other groups being raided spread, Tokimasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko, she didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality, and it was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know something. In the report, it says after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask. The same one you handed me 6 months ago. That's... Tokimasa would always keep it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. You don't understand. It allowed us to see strange things in people who were gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't... No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day, a man, some journalist or other, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there, smiling at me. His eyes were like none I had ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. The Collector. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions and only had one left, but I gave it to him nevertheless. I thought if I had the mask, I could find her, that maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice. So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her. Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead her forgiveness. I don't care if you don't believe me. Just like Tanaka was calling out to me. I do believe you. We're probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why do you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first I only followed whispers, then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade. The days bled together. I lost track of my grandchildren of the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it mattered. It always came back. And when I did, the visions and whispers only got worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best as I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came. And when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe out a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran to it. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking Mai away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. I'm sorry, perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us. There is one other person who knows about the mask, a girl named Reyna. Does that name mean anything to you? No, I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who's ever been touched by the mask? No, but you were involved with the group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything? Yes, what good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. Mai told me you lost someone, your partner in the police, is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option? What other option? In the months since I first met you, I've had time to examine the ancient texts in this shrine, and as the mask grew further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew then it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the Kamenkai and its ritual object are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed is the only way to save us from its grip. Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be done. Not physically. Grandma, is everything all right? I overheard you talking about that mask again. Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here as this talk involves you. Mai, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for some time, haven't you? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood, given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction they are still capable of great power. Before I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it. Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the Kamenkai, which you still haven't given me. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there is only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day could be at the Kamenkai compound itself. The records of its location are lost, and they were never made public, but I know where it is. What's the catch? Go there, search for your truth, see what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it. What makes you so confident I'll change my mind? I went back once, years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place, it was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will afford you. There is something else. I had a feeling you'd say that. The heavy, unnatural air. I felt like when I returned to the compound, it had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko. Sounds like a superstition to me. So what exactly is it that you want in exchange for the information? I believe the energies of the mask in that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from there. Anything that may help in the ritual. Oh, excuse me. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Aokigahara. Aokigahara? Hey, that's the Suicide Forest! Suicide Forest. What a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death. Ito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you got lost? GPS doesn't work in there, and I heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but, well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You two keep talking about that mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by a mask. It's just you. So many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to see Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April.
It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi telling me all that stuff about mom and dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I had invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Kamenkai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Aokigahara is huge. How are you going to find one compound? Mai makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is? Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from the bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path there, used time to time by Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for some time, and eventually it will be blocked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you. Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left all alone all these years. It still stands, after all. Why would they bother to go and dismantle it? Go search for whatever truth you think you'll find, but be careful, detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you enter that place and feel the energy I did, you'll have the same sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. Tanaka comes first. Don't be a fool. Finding what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparations for the ceremony regardless. Mai, see her out.
Better to be non-committal about this, because I want to find the truth. I'm not going to be trying to open the door and save Tanaka, because that's just unrealistic. That's the point of the story. Don't go chasing after saving the dead, otherwise you're just going to screw yourself over. Alright, she's never said anything like that to me. You must really scared her. Listen, I'll help with this ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes I'm probably just a kid, but I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi is obsessed over the past, and I was miserable not knowing. Grandma almost went insane on top of that. Grandma said it herself. You're still young. You should forget about all this and start over. And you might not want to hear this, but listening to you talk about masks and spirits, well, you sounded like that girl at the shrine. It scares me, and it should scare you too. Take care of yourself, Ito. I'm gonna just take one quick look around before I leave. Alright, we can't head over to the shrine again, and there's nothing that we can examine. I was about to say examinable, but I'm not sure if that's even a word. Leave Kamakura. Aokigahara, better known as the Suicide Forest. Despite its nickname, the volcanic earth it grows makes the forest beautiful and green. Every year, however, large numbers of people wander in intending it to be their final resting place. Occasionally, authorities have to comb through it for new bodies. Hopefully we won't be one of those bodies. No doubt about it. This is the path the old Kwana woman was telling me about. Better proceed cautiously. It looks like I could easily lose my way in this overgrowth. The path wasn't so hard to find. It's a miracle no one stumbled upon the compound before, even by accident. No time to think of that now. I have to keep moving. I don't even want to imagine getting lost here at night. Keep going. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. 3 statues covered in moss and undergrowth. It looks like one is missing. A depiction of Ojizo-sama. It said that praying to these statues can help guide the souls of children who died young. They look so old and forgotten. It's kind of sad to leave them abandoned like this. How could these statues help anyone out in such a dark place? Oh, I do not like that creepy laughing. Huh? Again with this? Reina, what is she doing here? Huh? Where am I? No, anywhere but here. I don't want to remember this. Why now? Ito, why did you come here? You've left me here to die again, haven't you? It was your fault that this happened to me. You're so selfish. You never cared about what happens to anyone but yourself. People who get hurt along the way are just collateral damage. It's all about you and what you want. You. You're not looking for me. You only want to hurt the girl. To hurt the old woman to see everyone who gets in the way suffer. No, that's not true. I would have done anything to change what happened to you. Make it go away. I can't bear to look anymore. Stop. Make it stop. I don't want to remember. What a great idea. Remembering hurts, doesn't it? Let me take away all that pain. Let's forget together, Ayami-chan. No. I refuse. I'm not gonna commit suicide. Can't make me. Come on, you know this is an illusion from the mask. I'm wondering if the text just keeps going forever. Well, let's just sit back and watch. Because I really don't want to click any of these things. Like, at all. Like, that sounds like pretty terrible idea. Just one awful, why would anyone do that? Why would anyone think to do that kind of idea? There must be something. Kind of glitchy here. Okay. So we're stable, we're straight, we're meticulous, we're still stressed. Oh boy. That text is just gonna keep filling the screen, isn't it? I'm curious if there's anything that will happen if I just keep let it scrolling like this, or... Keep moving forward. It's an Ojizo-sama statue. I feel a familiar presence as I pick it up. Can we head back and return it? Nope, apparently not. Keep moving forward. Oh boy, do I have bad a feeling. Alright, looks like we're alive and back in our bedroom somehow. Jeez, the way you were sleeping, I thought you'd never wake up. Huh? Where? Kazuki! Thank goodness you're okay. I knew I'd find you. Find me? What are you talking about? I haven't gone anywhere. I saw you on the ground. Reina, she slit your throat. That must have been a hell of a nightmare you had. Nothing like a good cup of coffee can't fix. Speaking of, I fixed the coffee machine so you can officially file that case as closed. Hey, you okay? You look a little out of it. Take your time getting ready. I'll be in the other room.
Yeah, thanks, Kazuki. What is this? I was looking for something, wasn't I? Why can't I remember? My heart's beating a mile a minute. I can't shake this feeling of dread that's hanging in the air. This is real, right? I want it to be real.
This isn't reality. Hello, Lady Fluffington. Welcome back to the real world, sleepyhead. Huh? You're not dressed? You didn't forget about our picnic, did you?
Picnic?
We were gonna have a picnic in the park and see the cherry blossoms, remember? I know it's not exactly traditional, but I figured we could grab a pizza on the way over, too. It's an important time of year, after all. Did you forget that, too? Don't you remember when the cherry blossoms fell and you saved those 2 girls at the shrine? You're a hero.
Saved? No, I'm no hero. She died. I killed her. She's always trying to stop me from... Kazuki, something doesn't feel right. This isn't where I'm supposed to be.
Of course it is. We're together. The sun's out. We've got Lady Fluff. Yeah. Isn't this what you wanted? With your parents gone, Lady Fluff and I are the only family you've got left. This is where you belong. And we love you, Ayami-chan. That's why you'll come with us. Come on. We've got to get going. Go? Where are you taking me? Somewhere safe. Safe? Why? Where was I going? Where's the path? The path isn't for you. It leads to suffering. So let's leave the path and be happy forever. Lady Fluffington, help! Isn't this nice? We're all here, like one big happy family. We don't need anyone else. 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 It's better this way. Stay here. Stay here. Stay where it's safe. Stay here and rot, Ayami. Kazuki, what's the matter with you? Nothing is the matter. We're exactly where we need to be. This is also wonderful. I've taken you somewhere safe, just like I promised. Far away from places you didn't belong. You'll stay here, so you can't hurt anyone anymore. Free from all those pesky, painful memories, so let's forget, together. Lie down where it's comfortable and stay there, forever, and ever, and ever. No. Ignoring the pain won't make it go away. Kazuki wouldn't want me to forget. He'd tell me to keep going. I know this place. I've been here before. It's drenched in the same suffering as before. Reina, why did you take me here? Why won't you leave me alone? Why do you want me to hurt me so badly? Why did you come here? Don't make me remember! Stop. I've never felt Reina's presence so strongly before. If I didn't come to my senses, I might have. Why now? What's in this forest she doesn't want me to see? Oh god, those are hanging bodies. Those are some hanging bodies. I think I recognize a few of those silhouettes. Keep marching forward. If I'm right, yep, just as I suspected. Sanity -1, investigation +1. They are completely changed when I place the statue with the others. The forest doesn't seem so dark, and I can see the clearing up ahead. Is it over? Reina, are you still here somewhere? Keep going. This must be it. The Kamenkai compound. I finally made it. Or at least Reina doesn't have as much power here. Looking at it now, I can't help but feel underwhelmed. For all the secrecy, classified documents, and foreboding stories, all I see is drab gray structures in a forest clearing. But it's eerie, it's silent, and the air is thick, like it's cut off from the rest of the forest. Given how hard Reina was trying to keep me out of here, I feel that's no coincidence. I feel sadness and fear hanging in the air, like I did at Higashi's office. I should be careful, find out what I can and get out of here. I guess this is all but confirms Reina's link to the Kamenkai. But what was she trying to so hard to prevent me from finding? They have a few typos and grammatical errors, so sometimes I'm just like, wait, I need to read that like once or twice. Hisako, I can't let my daughter be in the ritual. That's not for you to decide. You know her importance. What the guru says she can show us.
But she's my daughter. Tokimasa hasn't told us what he's going to do to her. But she is our daughter, Hisako. What if it doesn't work like he says? She's so young. You doubt him? Now? It's because she's so young she was chosen. Her mind is not stained by regret, sadness, or corruption. She's perfect. I know that. Just then why hesitate? The Guru tells us we're approaching the moment that will bring us true peace, the culmination of everything we've worked for. Somehow your child is a focal point. He says she will be granted a sight even more profound than his own. She can lead us. I only want to make sure she's okay. He promised me she'd be safe, but now I'm not so sure. The Guru will make sure she's taken care of. She'll want for nothing and be blessed with new sight. It's the only way. The world is on the brink of ruin. There's no time left. My own child will... Emiko, don't worry. They'll be safe. No, my own mother betrayed me. She dragged my children away to die in the filth. I'm sorry. I must be strong. Soon we will have no more worries and descend from our flesh. You know, don't you? I saw you outside when he told us. Yes. All the things I studied, they were only ever used by corrupt people to control one another, to hurt one another. Soon we'll be free of all that. We'll escape the suffering of this world and be reborn. And it will be Reina who shows us the way, and she will be the bridge. You're right. I always knew she was special. Even when she was growing inside me, I could feel it. Promise me again. Promise me she'll be taken care of. Alright, just as I suspected. She must have been part of the cult when she was a child, and... Mommy! Reina! Where were you? I missed you. Shh, keep your voice down, sweetheart. I can't stay long. Why not? Why don't you stay with me anymore? Well, that's complicated. The Guru thinks it's best if we're apart for a while. He has big plans for us, and for you especially. Who cares about all that? Honey, it's not that simple. Why not? Why won't they let us be together? Because you're so pure and perfect. I know you love me, but I'm no good. If I stay with you, he says I'll corrupt you. But I'm so weak I wanted to see you. It's our little secret, okay? Okay. Mommy, is it my fault you can't stay with me anymore? Oh, Reina, of course not. It's me. You're going to be a big, important person someday. I can't hold you back. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now, but someday you'll understand. Tokimasa has big plans for you. He told me himself. He said you're the key to everything because you're so pure. Remember why we left the city? Because everyone's so mean and out for themselves. They're all stained by corruption, but not us, not you. Not you, anyway. I thought you said we were going home. We can't. Tokimasa says the great machine's done for, that all those corrupt people will kill each other in wars and die, and we'll be left. But you'll be here to guide them. Soon, you've been chosen by Tokimasa. To die? I don't want anybody to die. Yes, me neither, sweetie, But like I said, Tokimasa has figured out a new ritual and you'll be able to help everyone. I don't understand. Why are you saying all these weird things? Now, Reina, it's not easy for me either, but it's not about what we want all the time. If you do this, it'll help me. You want to help Mommy, don't you? Yeah, I guess. Exactly, so let's smile, okay? Hey, guess what? What? Before the ritual, there's gonna be a big celebration just for you. It'll be a big feast. What's that mean? It's a big meal where everyone gets to eat all the foods they want. It's like a party. Doesn't that sound fun? I guess so. Then I can come see you again. Do you promise? Yeah, afterwards we'll all go out together to the ritual. All together? I thought you said it was just me. Like I said, sweetheart, you've been chosen. Tokimasa says you'll gain the sight to guide us to salvation. Okay. Hey, don't look so sad. You'll get me crying if you do. And you don't want to see Mommy cry, do you? No. Good. Reina, I need you to listen to me now. Here, I want you to have this. It's Mommy's amulet. The one I've kept since I was little. I want you to have it for the ritual. When it starts, I want you to hold it and keep your eyes shut tight, okay? If you get scared, just grab it tight and think of me, okay? But that amulet is yours. Don't you need it? What if something bad happens to you? It's more important that you have it now. Promise me you'll do as I asked. I promise. Let's make a pinky promise. Okay. And you know what happens when you break a pinky promise, right? Yeah, you said my pinky'd fall off. Exactly, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? After tomorrow, things might be different. Maybe even a little scary, but it's not all bad. The most important thing is that Tokimasa told us that we'll be together. I love you, Reina. I love you too, Mommy. Her mother was tricked into doing all of this. Emiko. What's wrong, Emiko? Oh, Reina, what are you doing here? You scared me. I'm sorry. It's alright, you didn't mean it, did you? No. Then there's nothing to worry about. Do you want something? Why isn't Takashi or the baby here with you? He and his sister were not meant for the path of purity, not like you. It's the night before the ritual. I must unburden myself with thoughts of them. What's unburden mean? Unburden, Reina. It means I have to forget them. Yes, forget the children, Emiko. Becoming too attached to our offspring is part of mankind's great machine. It is a lie. This was a test. They did not pass. You must. We are so close to our goal. Yes, of course. I will not shackle myself to meaningless connections. Reina, don't worry. Tomorrow is the great ritual Tokimasa has envisioned. And you're the guest of honor. Everything will be all right. Really? Yes, of course. Now run along. Midori. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Nothing. It's nothing. The ritual is soon. It will be a time of great change. Go away. Why? Tomorrow you will guide us, but look at you, so young. We must be resilient. Fear is a pure emotion. All forms of life feel fear. To fear is not weakness, but a test. You are testing me. The guru is wise. Are you okay? You're looking at me funny again. It's nothing. What do you want? Oh, do you know where Takashi is? Weak. They're weak. Don't think of them. Don't cloud your thoughts. You must remain as you are. Needn't worry. Tokimasa will guide us. Just wait. Yay, Colts! Hey, can I have a little bit of that? The great Tokimasa instructed us not to give you any food at the until the feast. Oh, don't you see? You are pure, the feast. The indulgence is there to test us, to show us that we are corrupted with the stains of impurity upon us. It is a reminder of how the great machine of man keeps our souls shackled and chained. Those who are cleansed must not turn away from the righteous path. Right, but you're very lucky, yes, so lucky, to be in Tokimasa's favor. He chose you. He chose you to be the bearer of the mask, to see the great door to the pure realm. Those other children who were taken, that was a test, to find the most pure among you. You understand, don't you? I don't know. Oh, yes, of course not. You are but a child. Tokimasa says that you children are much wiser than us, that your understanding of the world is untainted. Where's Mommy? Mommy? Ah, yes, I imagine she is with the guru. She is in need of the guru's love. Yes, her mind has gone astray of late. In such a key moment. The guru will show her the way, don't you worry. Mother, father, sister, brother, it doesn't matter. We are your family. You should go back to your bed. I don't know why the guru let someone so important wander freely. What if something would happen to you like the others? What others? Do not fear, child. The great Tokimasa's prophecy will come to pass and there will be no fear very soon. You should go to sleep, child, and remember, do not eat this meal. It is food for us, the pitiful. It's all poisoned. Oh, Reina, you shouldn't be here. Huh? Why not? The feast isn't for you, it's for us, the impure, who must prepare ourselves. Tokimasa says the impure must purify themselves by feasting and expunging the darkness from their bodies. If I can't remain uncorrupted, even someone... If I can remain uncorrupted, even someone worthless like me will be able to ascend to a higher plane. I don't think you're worthless. Everyone keeps telling me that I'm so special, but no one visits me anymore. And where's everyone else? Are they hiding from me now too? The others are with the guru preparing themselves for tomorrow. Don't worry, Reina. Everything will be fine, clear tomorrow. There's nothing to fear. Last room here. So we know that she has some sort of amulet. Okay, we can't re-enter these rooms now. What's this? It looks like a simple wooden amulet, but how did I not notice it before? What is it? It feels strange, like I'm back there again. It's Reina's amulet, her mother's amulet. Oh. It's the spooky kabuki mask. And yes, I know it's a no mask, so yeah. But it doesn't rhyme. Where am I? The forest path. I saw things and started running. When I found the amulet, it cut away the fog that had been surrounding me and showed me the truth. The mask, the Kamenkai, Reina was there the whole time. They all killed themselves and made her wear the mask. That day was when it started. When Reina became the mask bearer, when her suffering truly began. The pulse of the dark has changed again, and the fuzzy image I had before has snapped into focus. Everything I need to put an end to this is in my hands. How long has it been, I wonder? A man in a sewer, a girl with red hair, memories and thoughts that aren't my own. I'm in over my head. I'm so stretched out it feels like the slightest breeze could topple me, and each time I get close to the truth, something drags me further away. I feel like I'm so close. All the threads are leading to one place, and yet I haven't stopped to think of what finding it means. I'm on a ride that I have no control over, and that's moving too fast to focus on what's passing by. If I could go back and slow down, give myself some time to think. Instead, I keep rushing forward towards the unknown. Before I went to Aokigahara, I thought I had a handle on things. Then Reina showed up and turned it all on its head. My whole life, I've thought if I only connected the dots and contextualized the clues, it'd make everything simpler and it'd all work out. This time, I'm not so sure. The only thing left to do is hold on tight and see where I end up. With me is a little wooden mask that so many died for, and now I'm using it myself. It doesn't feel right. It was her pain I felt back in the compound, the focal point to all her misery. I wonder if it's the real Reina I've seen, or is that girl long gone? No. What I felt in the compound was, and the misery I feel in the dark are the same. It's her. The mask, Reina, the dark, all tied to the door. Despite everything I'd seen and all the mysteries that had been explained to me, what awaited me there was still unknown. My only chance to see Kazuki again is to go into those filthy tunnels and find it. Only then do I have any hope of using it to change his fate. Something with that much power would have a cost, and I'd be forced to accept it without question. Nothing can ever be the same after today. My chance at a normal life disappeared the moment I took the mask from evidence, or maybe it would have found its way back to me eventually. Kazuki Tanaka, the man I've suffered so much for, has been silent. Maybe he's not even down there anymore. I've seen what Reina has become as a result of the mask. What would happen to me now that I know the way? Is that what I really want? The horrible object was made out of the death of innocent people and fed hundreds of years later with more death. Why continue the cycle? Why shouldn't I destroy it? I suppose that's obvious. Because I'd be destroying Kazuki and Reina along with it. If I don't act soon, it feels like the world will tear apart at the seams. The dark is creeping in at the seams, affecting people even if they can't see it like I do. I have to do something. Shinjuku and Kamakura are two places where my path started are also where it has to end. This is it. I need to choose. Follow the thread further into the darkness, or attempt to cut it and return to the light. That awful alley in Shinjuku was where the nightmare began and holds the entrance to the dark. My only chance to find Kazuki is to return there with the mask and find the door. Maybe it's a chance to put an end to all of this. The Kiwanis claim they can purify the mask and rid the world of its evil influence once and for all. They didn't say what happens after that. What will happen to Kazuki and Reina? Okay. So I could go to the station and try to finish everything. But that might also mean all the souls will remain stuck in the dark. I could go back to Shinjuku and put an end to all of this. And then I'm not sure if I'd have the choice of just allowing Kazuki to die, or if I would be choosing that option no matter what.
Because that's the main thing that I need to worry about. Because I don't mind giving Reina the mask so then she can finally rest in peace. So then she can lead all the souls there and then we can go to Kamakura and purify it. But if that's not the case, then I want to go to Kamakura and put an end to all of this. We're going to Shinjuku. Uh-oh, better sound the alarm. The detective is back. Damn it, every time I come in here, you... Don't sweat it, detective. I'm just busting your chops. Besides, it's not my problem anymore, huh? I'm out of here. Wait, that other job, the sketchy one, you didn't... Nope, probably won't believe me, but I actually took your advice. Hell, I hardly believe it myself. How flattering. Didn't think the hard-boiled detective would be so thin-skinned. Yeah, anyway, where are you headed? I don't know, but I think I'll leave the city. My big dreams kind of got drowned out, and now it's hard to be here and not fall back into old habits. Like hitting the old reset button, right? Reset button, huh? I could use one of those right about now. Things gotten that bad? I don't know yet. Probably. Only way to find out is to keep moving. Anything I can help with? Hey, don't give me that look. I mean it. No bullshit this time. Thanks, but I think I have to see out the rest of the problems on my own. Then why did you come in here? Couldn't tell you. I guess I've just kind of gotten wrapped up in this place. Sounds like you're the one that needs to leave the city. Bad places lead to bad memories, lead to bad decisions if you ask me, and I'm an expert on bad decisions. Considering when we first met, you were on your knees. I didn't think I'd be standing here being all, I don't know, friendly with you. Good luck. Nah, you hold on to your luck. Looks like you could use it more than me. See you around, Ito. Diamond in the rough. Achievement unlocked. Yay, we became friends with her. I kind of wish that I told Daiso to try something new. Huh? Yes! He's leaving! Oh, hey, Ayami. Perfect timing. Daiso, what's all this? Looks like you're all packed up. Like I said, perfect timing. I'm closing down. Oh, and this is good? It's great. To be honest, the last time I saw you, I was kind of slipping again, you know? Going down memory lane, but in the worst way possible. Then I remembered our conversation the other day. How you said your attitude is the seasoning that flavors the food and all that. That sounds a lot more poetic than I would have said it, but yeah, I remember. Anyway, I realized the only flavor that could come out of this place was bitter. Real bitter. Then, crazy thing, my wife comes in after refusing to see me for years. Uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh is right. Funny, she looks so much older than I remembered. Guess I came to a bit of a revelation when I saw her. I was clinging to this place, but for what? A life I haven't been living for a what if. I haven't been living for a what if that'll never happen. I realized giving up was keeping this place going, not the other way around. Huh. Guess some people do find happy endings. Ha! If you call crippling debt happiness. Wasn't cheap to run this place. At least that wedding ring I pawned took care of the rent for that short term. So what are you going to do now? Well, Haruto's always bugging me to join him on the road. On that takoyaki stand of his. You didn't seem so keen on that the last time we talked. Well, you've had a change of heart? Have you been talking to Haruto again? No, I could just see into your faces all. He's always been my biggest supporter. Figure at least I can do is give him the old lug a shot. Besides, with his help, I'm getting back in touch with my daughter. Things aren't all rainbows and daisies, but I'll get there somehow. What about you? Me? What about me? Did that Idol magazine I gave you end up... oh, I think that was meant for him. Did that Idol magazine I gave you end up helping you? Raised more questions than it answered. I doubt I could help you with all the complicated stuff you do. Cooking was all I was ever good at. It's like you said, though. Keep following through until the end, right? Yeah, I guess so. Take care of yourself, Daijo. Don't be a stranger. Come back by me and Haruto's stand sometime. A change of pace. Achievement unlocked. Alright, we can't enter. Is the dummy here? Oh my god, like, it's you! Huh? Who? Me? Yeah, you! Yep. Whoa, can I, like, give you a hug? Hey, there's no need for that. Please don't touch me. Why so touchy-feely all of a sudden?
Detective, sir, ma'am, I would never, feel you without your permission. That's not what I... Forget it. Why exactly is it that you are in such a good mood? Oh, you noticed, huh? Ta-da! What? I don't get it. Are you a magician? No, I got a promotion. Can't you tell by my uniform? It's exactly the same. Wait, a promotion? You got a promotion? Yeah, after you came and talked to me, the manager saw us and was like, whoa, that guy's helping the police. Said I was really, respectable and whatever. And I found that key. To the dumpster? Cha! Turns out I had a spare in my pocket the whole time. Of course you did. Of course you had a spare. Well, better you than someone like Tyra. Who? No one. Congrats, kid. I think you're really going places. Thank you, sir. Moving up in the world. Achievement unlocked. The police tape was removed and looked like the bars had already been removed as well. These marks were never meant for me. Reyna was trying to find her way back, like leaving breadcrumbs in a forest. Was it Kamenkai who put this here? Or maybe the dark created it? Sometimes I wonder if this well went anywhere at all before Reyna found it. The first time I came down here, I was so sure I would save Tanaka alone, that I didn't think about what I was doing. Am I doing the same thing now? That could be right as well. I hope I have a chance to turn back. Do I? When I found Kazuki's body, he was wearing the mask. She'd made him wear it as she'd been made to. Even after all the suffering she went through herself, she did it anyway. Can I really forgive her? She so desperately wanted to avoid becoming lost. When I was here last, I saw Tanaka, heard him call to me. What was he was trying to say? Was he begging me for help or begging me to stay away? This time will be different. It's no longer leading to a shapeless tunnel. Reyna is down there. I can feel myself being drawn to her. Time to open the door. Oh, wait. Best to always just make sure that I'm not going to miss anything, like a key item that's going to save my ass later. Alright, let's go deeper. I may do the other ending as well. Maybe just get to the same point and then, yeah. Go deeper. Go deeper. And deeper and deeper. Just gotta keep going in deep. As I trudged through that oppressive, lonely place, I slowly became aware of someone else. The dark woke up and began to shudder as if racked with quiet sobs, and I felt a numbing sadness spread through my body. The sensation I felt in that place was familiar, and I knew right away why. Reyna. She sat there like a lost little girl, like she'd been there for a long time and didn't know where to go. There was no fight in her body, no way for her to lash out. In that place, we were equals. She rose to her feet when she saw me, her eyes looking confused and desperate. She was the start of all of it, everything I'd gone through. I'd put an end to it, one way or another. So you went anyway, huh? Even though I told you to leave me alone. Why couldn't you just forget and leave me alone? Ah, so that's it. You want to keep hurting me, right? I hate to burst your bubble, but if it's revenge you're after, it won't work. Nope. Can't blow my brains out down here. The dark won't let you. Did I hurt your feelings? Did you bring your little gun all the way down here for nothing? Are you disappointed? I didn't bring it. There's no point. I didn't shoot you when you took Tanaka, and I won't now. Ha! Don't try and trick me. That doesn't mean you don't want to. After everything I tried to think that you would be the one to show up here in the end. Funny, isn't it? Isn't it? After all, you were only supposed to be a guest star on my little show, a little temporary addition to liven things up a bit. Then you kept showing up uninvited, digging up every sharp thing you can find to poke me with. Now I can't get rid of you, see? It is funny, right? No matter what we do, we're forced together again. We gotta make the best of it. You're right. We can't afford each other forever. Chance has forced us together, whether we like it or not. So all we can do is see it through to the end. Even when I saw you in the forest, you were down here, weren't you? Where else? Welcome to the end of the line. I don't understand it. It's awful down here. Why didn't you try and get back to the surface? Why would I go back? What would be the point? When I do, I look around and don't even recognize it anymore. The streets are different, the sounds have changed, everyone I knew and ever cared about is gone. You don't know what it's like every day the same and feeling all my old pain again and again and again. People don't change. No matter what, no matter how much time goes, they all still look at me like I'm a flea-bitten dog to be kicked around and ignored. They hate me. In the end, I'll end up back here anyway, so why fight it? At least down here, nothing changes. When I was little, they said everything would be okay if I had the mask, but then Mommy died and the police took it away from me and nothing's gone right since. No one ever cared about me. The police, the foster homes, the other girls in the agency, they all hated me. They wanted me dead. You're just like the rest of them. Only someday you'll grow old and die, and I'll still be here unless you give me that mask. It isn't that simple. Having the mask isn't going to solve your problems. It is that simple! Everyone always tells me that it can't be simple, but why not? None of this would have happened if it weren't for you! If you'd just given it to me in the first place, you could have lived your stupid little fantasy life. Instead, you had to be a hero and get involved in something that was none of your business. Why shouldn't I use it? Are my problems not as important as yours? That's it, isn't it? Everything is about you and making your life happy again. I won't let you be happy. I won't. If you won't help me, then fine, but I'll keep hurting you. And if you think it's bad now, you don't know how the half of it. Or you could give it to me and go on pretending to be happy while I find the door again. Again? You've seen it before? I don't know exactly what you think is going to happen when you find it, but everything I've found tells me it's dangerous. No, you're wrong. The door isn't for you. The collector said so. He said if I had the mask, I could find it again. He said if I found a shrine belonging to Kuwana, then I could find it. So you met him too. Reina, he wasn't trying to help us. He must have been toying with us. Shut up! You don't know anything. He told me the mask would let me see the door again, just like the day Mommy died. When they put the mask on me, I kept my eyes closed like Mommy told me to. Then the people started getting sick and crying. Then I sought the door, even with my eyes still closed. When I looked at it, I heard Mommy's voice, and I knew if I found it, everything would be okay. I opened my eyes, and it was gone. They took the mask, and I saw Mommy on the ground. She wasn't moving anymore, like a doll. It was my fault. It must have been. I did something wrong, but he told me if I found the mask, I could make it right again. Now I'm being punished for being a big screw-up, for not being pure like they told me to be. Except people like Gashi. They shouldn't have hurt me. They should have let me alone. I had to punish them. I just want to stop them from hurting me. That doesn't make me bad, right? You understand, don't you? The funny thing is that if Tanaka was here, he'd understand. Even after everything you did to him. That's the kind of guy he is. Reina, it's not all your fault. This is beyond you. It always has been. That's why Tanaka was so intent on following you from the start. You weren't just some orphan girl. He somehow saw the darkness that was behind you. If only he had told me, I could have been there for him, helped him. But no, You could have helped me, Ayami. He was helping me. He was gonna save me. Then why? If he was helping you, why hurt him? I didn't want to hurt Tanaka, but it was the only way to bring him here. The same way I was brought here. I thought I'd figured it out. But my white knight abandoned me, went somewhere else. It turns out it was just another stupid idea from a stupid girl. What you did to Tanaka was wrong, but you can still make this right. You brought him down with you that night. Where is he? I don't know where he is. Just tell me what happened from the beginning. It's hard to remember. Please try. Nothing's gone the way I thought it would. When I went back to Shinjuku, I remembered how I ended up in the dark. I knew what I had to do so Tanaka could be with me. Only the mask wasn't aware. It wasn't loud like in Kamakura, so I made you come to the tunnel with me and Tanaka so it could wake up. Then I slit his throat and went down back to the dark, and I waited. Tanaka woke up down there too, but the mask was gone. He was alive? He was like me, or I thought he was. At first he seemed okay, but then he started wandering around, staring into space and talking to people who weren't there. Poor Tanaka. I think I broke him, Ayami-chan. So he was down here? Tell me where he is. You don't get it, do you? I don't know where he is, and I don't care. Tanaka abandoned me. Even when he was here, he kept mumbling on and on about how he's going to help you. He gave you something, didn't he? That traitor. How else would he be able to keep finding me? He even said he saw the door, but he didn't take me there. I hate him. Why did he leave me? To think Tanaka would help a stupid little girl like me. It was dumb to try and bring him here. The collector said I'd find the door with a mask. I just didn't want to be alone is all. Now you're here, so I guess the mask is too. I didn't need him after all. He's gone. You're wrong. I can feel him here somewhere. Feel him somewhere here. He's waiting for me. You can? Maybe he's at the door. Please take me there. Don't leave me. The mask opened the dark and took me straight to Reina. And now that I'm here, I can feel it, pulsing like a heartbeat. The door, the unknowable place where chance and fate have no importance. That's where Kazuki is. I know what will happen if I lead her there. She'll get what she truly wants. She'll get to rest and finally be free. No more pain, no more suffering. Maybe that's what Kazuki would have wanted, but if I do that, the dark would change shape again and any hope of finding him would be lost. He'd be trapped here forever, waiting for me, and I'd never be able to tell him the truth behind everything he suffered for. That's if the Kazuki Tanaka that's left here is the same man I love. Either way, I have to abandon someone, but it's my responsibility. I have to choose. Forgive Reina and lead her to the door. Please don't hurt me. What I did to Tanaka, it was the only way. You get it, right? Right? No, you're wrong. But then again, maybe there isn't a right way to begin with. In your own way, you're the same as me, grasping at whatever you could. He may still be down here, like you said. Would the Tanaka I find be the real him, though? If I used the mask, would I be the real me? I'm not so sure anymore. You're really not gonna go after him? No. I have to give up more of myself, succumb even more to this darkness. He wouldn't have wanted that. You know, for a long time, your face was all I saw, ever since Kamakura. It motivated me to push through my sadness because I thought I was doing something good, putting my problems behind me by becoming the hero and slaying some ancient evil. You became a demon, a symbol of all of my hatred, of everything bad that happened to me that day. No, I'm not. I'm not a demon. No, you're not. You're just a girl. Always were. Besides, I'm no hero. I'm not sure if there is such a thing. I realize that now. Me, you, Tanaka, all three of us were just paper dolls caught in a storm being blown by winds that were far out of our control. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of it to happen. I just wanted a way out. I wanted to be normal. Tanaka was one of the smartest detectives. No, one of the smartest people I knew. I think he knew what would happen to him. Maybe that's why he was so distant. I wish things had played out differently for us. And you, Reina? I know what happened to you. All of it. I don't know how I saw all those things, but I just can't ignore them. No one deserves to experience what you did. Reina? Every day you lived in hell, with no love or light. It was awful. We failed you, and I'm sorry. I forgive you, Reina. It hurts to say it. That's selfish, isn't it? I can't forget the pain you caused me despite how hard I tried, but I do forgive you. Because somewhere along the way, this horrible cycle has to end. I don't want to hurt people anymore. Then come with me. Let me help you. Why? Where are we going? To the door. You said you heard your mom, right? Let's go see her. I'm scared. What if she isn't there? What if I was wrong? It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. You can rest like you always wanted. No more coming back. No more hurting people. Though I can't tell what's waiting for you, I know it's better than this. I promise. Ayami, do you think it'll hurt? No. How do you know? I don't know how, but the darkness responds to the feelings of the people in it. Every time we butt heads, it pushed me out. It feels different now. It feels peaceful. What I'm trying to say is, I don't want to hurt you, Reina. I only want to help, and I think the dark will too. Okay, I'm ready. Thank you, Ayami. I don't know why you helped me, but thank you.
Now, whether I made the right choice or not, that remains to be seen.
For years, Reina searched for the door. The whole time it was nearby, hidden by a thick darkness that shifted in reaction to her own hatred and fear. The mask began to tug at me as if guiding us, and together, hand in hand, it appeared in front of us. I wasn't sure how I hadn't noticed it before. It was like it had always been there. Until that moment, I'd never noticed how small and truly fragile she was. Standing in front of the door, she looked like a leaf. Squeezing her hand, I reassured her, told her that I forgave her, knowing that if she took a step forward, it would all be over and she'd find peace. I thought maybe I would too. For a long time, she stood, saying nothing. Then eventually, she let go of my hand and moved through the door. And as soon as she did, her image began to fade. She was smiling. Not the unhinged smile from my past, but her true smile. The smile of a little girl. It's that smile, free of hate and malice, I remember now. The dark remained even after she left, though it began to change as I remained within it, suddenly agitated and expansive, like it was growing. Somehow, I knew what little light I saw was because of Reina. Her fear and hatred diffused out of the shadows. Thanks to that light, I was able to find the surface. The mask didn't quiet after Reina's passing, and every day it became more restless. One day, I cast it into the sea near Kamakura, and despite the Kawana woman's warning, it never returned to me, though occasionally I can still feel it, scratching like a pin needle on the back of my skull. When the girl faded, the other memories did too, impressions of a man named Kazuki Tanaka and a love we once shared. I find pictures of my apartment that I know are him, yet all I see is the face of a stranger looking up at me. Some nights I wake up with tears in my eyes, images of that face crying out to me from some dark corner of my dreams, and I desperately try and remember why that memory remains. Yet something about those pictures and staying in that apartment feels familiar, even if I can't make sense of it some days. All I remember for sure is Reina's smile, knowing in those final moments she forgave me for what I did to her. Finally, I was able to feel peace. Achievement unlocked, only a child. So I know for sure the bad ending would have been going after Tanaka, because that was the Kawana woman's whole point to telling me the story about Izanagi and Izanami. Going after your dead loved ones will only end up bringing you far more pain than when you started out. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll do the other 3 endings, but so far this seems like the best ending. I mean, maybe not. It might be better if I have the mask purified. I don't see why she didn't just send Reina on her way and then finally go up and be like, hey, you know what? Screw this mask. It's time to just end it. We're done. It's finished. No more pain to be caused by this frickin' mask. And I assume that if we led Reina to the door, that means that all the souls that had been stuck in the dark would also be freed. But I wasn't sure if we purified the mask if they'd be lost in the dark forever. The mask being the only connection to the dark, really. You know, we could have really done all 3 endings. We could have found Tanaka, then led Reina to the door, and then we could have purified the mask. Just a thought. Thank you to all 5,551 Kickstarter backers.
Interesting. Most interesting. You're nothing but a crow feeding on the carrion that time leaves in its wake. Forgive me for not being an impartial spectator of human suffering. The woman had her own desires, I only gave her a little push. I thought you'd be happy. Ito found forgiveness through the context of her suffering, by drowning herself in the past. A historian's dream. A gesture of extraordinary kindness, yes, but history does not smile at the happiness of one. It favors the welfare of all. Time is not a single thread, but a complex tapestry pushed and formed into a picture by the forces of fate and chance. The different threads present a myriad of truths, but all aspect of the same visage nonetheless. A myriad. Interesting. I would have thought one so interested in history would adhere to a single truth. On the contrary, if history has taught me anything, it is that there is no one truth. The deeper one gazes, the more complex it becomes. Yes, all are truth. All grant insight into the same puzzle. You're right, my old friend. Time is a spiral, and observe it long enough, and we may yet learn something. No, she is not your plaything.
It is not your decision. There is only one way this can end. Only one way for the world to remain intact and stop the thing that's coming. It must be protected. The role must be performed. Stubborn. So stubborn. Allow me to ask you a question. I believe I know it already. You've asked it before. Indulge me. I asked her the same question. If the dancing puppet looks up and sees its strings, does it remain a puppet? What a fate and chance, then. I answer your riddle with one of my own. You see the storm clouds approaching, and though you can take shelter or alter your course, does the storm not come regardless? Ha! No fun. You never tolerated my philosophical side. Nor you me when I tell you how things are. I suppose that's because we are one and the same. But what of her? All we can do is see, but eventually she will end up there. There is only one path which will hold the world together. Oh, there's New Game Plus. Ooh. I just want to check it real quick, see what it's all about. Like, do I keep all my stats, or we're just going to run through it real quick because, again, I'm curious. Like, is this going to lead me to, like, a fourth ending? Is it going to show new text and stuff? Where? How? I feel groggy, like I've woken up from a long sleep and forgotten another life in the process. Important dreams always fade away too quickly to get a hold on why they moved you in the way they did. What was it that was so important? What was I searching for? Kazuki, where are you?
Okay, we can skip through this, but apparently it is evident that things have changed. Okay, we don't keep anything like that. When I close my eyes, she's always there, smiling, always smiling. From the grimy fabric of the train seat, I recognize a familiar face. Tanaka, what's your badge doing in a place like this? Where are you? So apparently, there may be some new stuff. Ito, where are you? I've been trying to reach you for 20 minutes. I guess this is where you've... this means you've heard about his phone? Yeah, Saki told me. I'm on my way to Shinjuku now. I couldn't wait for the uniforms and miss another chance. Okay, we can skip through all the conversations as well if we want. Huh? Broken memories. Wait, does this mean now I can change my decisions? 5 days ago, my partner, Detective Kazuki Tanaka, vanished after leaving police HQ. No signs of him, no leads. Populous cities on the Earth simply disappeared. That is, until an hour ago when his phone was mysteriously switched on. Tracing it led me here to this grimy road on the east side of Shinjuku. Nothing good ever happens in this part of town. Alright, well, I'll probably look into this a bit more on my own. If it's something that's worth streaming, then I will. I may do the other two endings. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it just gives me a save system so then I can run through the game however I want and then be able to make different decisions depending on what I do. But anyway, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and also make sure to check out our Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing evening, and as always, remember to game on. I'll see you all tomorrow.